the word. I always say to Todd, just give me a graphic about tonight. I don't look at it. I don't know what he's got. I know it's going to be good. And then we throw it up on the screen as he's got notes and tidbits. Let's see what Todd came up with for Lincoln tonight. Jason Fager, winner of 3 straight Summer Nationals events at Lincoln, is the track's all-time winningest super late model driver. I don't think I would have known that, actually. Can you hear me? Upgraded sound system. I didn't know this either in 2025, thanks to a donation from the estate of Bob Metz. It's pretty cool. Kovac, I'm a former radio announcer. I better leave something to Fairbury, don't you think, when I inevitably pass?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but no, the greatest sound system ever will be put in there.
Yes.
For Michael Rigsby sound system.
Yeah, the Michael Rigsby Memorial Sound System at Fairbury. The FloRacing event is the first of 4 super late model races. Only 4 on the docket this year. I know Summer Nationals and their fall event they've got there, among others. And this is another one, sort of like last night, Tanner English only being the guy in 2 top 5s at Spoon River. Garrett Alberson and Brandon Shepard are the lone drivers with top 5 finishes in each of the 3 previous FloRacing events at Lincoln. Kovac, would you have gotten Alberson? I definitely would not have gotten Alberson.
I don't think so. No, I'd not like Brandon, obviously, but Garrett, yeah, that's been a good track for him, obviously.
Yeah, that's Garrett's gotten better and better, too. This shows you the raciness of Lincoln Speedway. It's had multiple leaders in every Summer Nationals event except 1 since 2011. So you go back 14 years, 13 out of 14 years, multiple people have led a feature in a Summer Nationals race there. And multiple owners, Norm Horn, Don Hammer, Ken Dobson, Bob Sargent, and currently, as we mentioned off the top of the show, our good friend Adam Mackey have promoted the racetrack that's 23 years old. So 23 too, Kevin. It's not that old when you think about Lincoln, right? It's in the fairgrounds in the middle of the town, was a horse track at one point. It's really not that old of a facility. I don't think a lot of people would have thought that either.
Yeah, that's Jason Fager's the all-time winningest driver there, right? He's
right.
That's the bulk of his career right there, yeah, in those 23 years.
When Kevin and I wrap up our studio show here on the pre-race, we will throw it out to Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett, who will wrap up things from the trackside. But there's plenty going on in dirt late model racing right now. Let's take a look at our industry headlines. Kevin, it seems like it takes longer and longer. We've got 3 here, but the national tour scene has finally settled in. It used to be we would know by late February. Now it's really May before we kind of know. Guys have picked their tours. Guys have sort of dropped off respected tours, Ross Robinson, Kyle Bronson, but it does feel like as we sit here on May 8th, okay, I kind of know what the rosters are going to be on these tours, I feel like.
Yeah, it's like there's so many of them really that started out on each
one.
I mean, we're going like pushing 20 or even more, like after the first few races. And obviously that's always going to, come back to the right level. Like people are going to, the guys are going to decide like, well, we can do better, if it's going to be better if we go back and race regionally. And by May, they can kind of determine that. And on the Lucas Oil side, Ross Robinson, he determined it's been, he's been racing for several years now with Lucas Oil, and he hasn't broken through for that win. He hasn't broken through like his other fellow rookies in the same year. Dalton Wilson and Garrett Alberson both got wins and decided to pull back. He's going to run regionally, but again, he's going to be a good tender every time he goes to Port Royal or Selinsgrove or these tracks that are paying $4,000 or $5,000 to win on weekly shows, and he has that experience. He'll take over, and his wife Amanda, she can race now a little bit more too because they won't be on the road. Which is a pretty cool deal for them.
Kyle Bronson, of course, drops off the Outlaw Tour, shows up at Spoon River, wins the heat last night, and he was joking with me. But he said, Rigsby, it's the best I felt in a month. He goes, all I need to do is drop off the tour. It's my best Kyle Bronson impersonation. So I think we're settled in on those. Second headline we've got here, Cody Summer, of course, the great promoter of the Gateway Dirt Nationals and the old Mansfield Speedway promoter in Ohio. He's running this sweepstakes and promotion, Kevin, where a driver, they narrowed it down. I think it was 50 they put on the list, right? I think it's supposed to be announced today. We're recording just before. I don't think we know who it is yet, but there is this DRT chassis he's got. He's selecting a driver. It's been kind of a fun thing out of a pool, and they get to race the Dream in a house car. I think there's $20,000, I think, is the top prize that they get, right? Do I have all the details right on that? And I don't think we know the winner yet.
Well, it's kind of putting a couple together. It's two separate things. That sweepstakes, remember, is that he's raffling off a car.
That's right.
Race car that he's making, that a brand new race chassis, and he's going to put it online, and they're going to watch like how it's been built. But every time you go to his website, go to Dirt, DRT, his website for the race car, then you get entry, buy merchandise, or you just buy entries in it, and then at the indoor race in December, he's going to select that, and that person, who, I mean, it doesn't have to be a race car driver. It could be a fan, and they'll get that car and the $20,000 in cash. So it's kind of like it's almost like Cody's talking about. It's like a big promotion for himself, a race promotion. But he also wants to run a house car at the Dream, and that's what he's doing. Like he said, like, hey, everybody, all drivers, give me 50 drive. Like he's narrowed it down to 50 drivers, and one of these guys will drive the dirt house car at the Dream.
I'm looking at his list right now up on Twitter. Thank you for scoring that away. I'm admittedly busy and was like, wait, so this guy gets to go around the Dream and gets $20,000? I was like, this is an unbelievable deal. Of course, our own Derek Kessinger has been opining for Kevin Weaver to get this ride. You've got people like Chase Holland on here, Trevor Gundaker, Patrick Daniel, Kyle Hammer, Dallin Murdy, Rich Bell, Trevor Landrum, Dustin Linville, Devin Morgan, Dylan Thornton, Miles Moose. Kevin, do you have a favorite of the top 50 who you think he might choose? I think they've made the selection. We might know by the end of the day. Who's your pick? Do you have one?
I saw Shannon Babb on there too. I think isn't he on down that list there? That could be a good one if I could put money on it. But it's pretty neat. It did not take long for his Facebook post to get a bunch of responses, and I think he even had to come on there and say like, hey, I mean, this is, you got to be a serious racer. Yeah. It can't be, make sure that we know who you are to get your credentials in.
My pick is Emerson Axum, by the way. Let's cross-pollinate these worlds, right? Let's marry the open wheel world with the dirt late model world. I like that. And final industry headline, Kevin, late model racing lost two prominent women. Oakshade co-owner Donna Green, who passed away at 87, and very sad news that Chubb Frank's wife, Mary, who I spent a decent amount of time in my career getting to know. Mary is an amazing woman, passed away at the age of 67. Everybody knows about Oakshade and late model racing. Everybody knows about Chubb Frank and Mary Frank. It's a sad couple of weeks here losing these two ladies, Kevin.
Yeah, right. I mean, that Oakshade Raceway, well-known. I mean, it's that down-home racetrack, that birthday race that they have there every year. I mean, they built something there that just is like, it's like that backyard feel that you have, and it feels good to be there. And Donna was one of the ones that helped build that, and then Mary too. Like you said, you got to know her so well. I mean, all those years I did the Outlaws, it was like if I did not see Mary Frank sitting in her chair next to Chubb Frank's trailer, during race time, I mean, it'd be weird, She was on her man's side. There was no, you don't cross or say anything bad about Chubb because she'll let you have it. So yeah, again, condolences to Oakshade, the whole Oakshade family, and also Chubb Frank and his family.
Yeah, a lot of women always in prominent roles at Oakshade too. When you're up in that tower, it was all women, and they were no nonsense in that Oakshade tower. Todd Turner and I got in trouble more than a few times up there. So
hey, I just stayed over when I was allowed up there. I just stayed over there in that corner, even though my chair was facing the wrong direction in the corner of the tower.
Yeah.
Hey, I took that. That was good, So.
Fair enough. We've got one more commercial break on tap. The leader of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Rick Schwally, will join us as he's got a big weekend on tap at Farmer City and Fairbury. You're watching FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Back after this.
Gave us that hilltop place to park.
For 45 years of experience, Buzzy Racing has mastered the art of drivetrain specialties, spanning from dirt to asphalt tracks. You're not just a customer, but a valued member of our family, embraced by the tradition and passion embedded in every Buzzy build. We cover everything from rebuilding and selling drivetrain components, offering custom Buzzy parts, steering box services, and ensuring top-notch maintenance and support for braking systems. We are committed to excellence in helping racers maintain a competitive edge on the track. Get it Buzzy built.
Dave Poske's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and the entire country since 1978. Our staff consists of fellow racers and crew members who combine for over 100 years of experience in the racing industry. Poske's is also the home to Hoosier Tire Ohio Valley and Octane Race Products. We have what you need when you need it and ship nationwide daily. Visit us in Parkersburg, West Virginia or online at Poske.com.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Hang on one more lap. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. He'll work through turn 2 and down the backstretch. I think he can shut it off and coast from here. For the 3rd straight Summer Nationals race, Brandon Sheppard goes to victory lane.
Of course, I showed Brandon Sheppard not winning earlier, Kevin, so I thought I need to come back and show Sheppy getting a win at Lincoln, really one of his home tracks. I think some people say Jacksonville, but man, he spent a lot of time racing at Lincoln Speedway. As we wrap up our pre-race show, don't forget, while the FloRacing Night in America portion of Illinois Speed Week concludes tonight, it is a massive weekend on tap for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. $25,000 to win Friday night at Farmer City, $30,000 with over $100,000 in purse money Saturday night at Fairbury. So we need to talk about that, right? With Kevin Kovac and I now as a guy who's already rolled into Farmer City as he's getting all the banner work and everything done for his big weekend. It's Lucas Oil Series Director Rick Schwally. Rick, I wanted to start here. It's hard to believe that this is the 3rd year already of the Farmer City Fairbury combo. I know it took a little while, but you guys kind of finally punched into that central Illinois vortex of late model racing, and you're in year number 3 now. I know you've had a few weather challenges, but overall, I think this has become a nice staple on Mother's Day weekend for you guys, where your fields and your roster and you guys have really hit your stride here in central Illinois the last 3 years.
Yeah, it certainly has. I enjoy coming to Illinois for really, you could give me any racetrack. I would enjoy going to it. It's Iowa racetracks are a lot of fun as well, but Iowa, Illinois, any of these racetracks out this way, there's just a lot of good ones to go race at. The challenges we face with the size of crowd it takes to come out on running one of our events, it kind of limits you to the facilities that you could go to. There's a lot of really good racetracks that just don't seat enough people, people in the grandstands. But all in all, this is a really awesome doubleheader here, Farmer City, Fairbury for us. They're really close to one another, and the Illinois folk treat us well when we come to town.
Kevin,
well, Rick, I see you're already at Farmer City. You're ready. You're getting set up. You got some crew, I think, all the way out at Fairbury for Saturday night too. Kind of ask you about like how are you doing your setup now? How are you getting around the pits? You've got that plantar fasciitis there on your feet, and I saw you a couple weeks ago at Georgetown, and you're still struggling with that. What do we got to do here to get you 100%?
Yeah, I don't really have an exit plan for that just yet. We've got right before last weekend's trip, I had blood work done and surgery looming, I guess, but I haven't heard back from the doctor yet to schedule our next step. But it's a 4 to 6 month recovery on each foot. So, and I can't do them both at the same time. So it's just not going to be an easy thing to get done. I'm a really mobile person, and a person that's can't sit still very long. So, I went a few weeks trying to let it heal by just taking my steps lightly. Like I only did 3. They were asking me to do less than 300 steps a day. That's very difficult to do. So my best
impossible. Yeah,
can't do that. So 2,800, I think, was the best day I had at that, and it does feel better when I'm not taking a lot of steps, but when we get to the racetrack, all that's aside, it's time to work, it's time to race, and I'm driving the semi truck, and I did flip 1 week over to the one semi truck that's an automatic. That helped me a little bit, but when I had the boot on, I had to drive the other one. But yeah, we're dealing with it.
Kovac, it's like you're outing him on the injury report, like the NFL injury list. You don't want to let him know this guy's injured. Now the whole world knows, Rick. They're going to be the Ricky Thornton's mad about something. He's going to come stomping on Rick's foot. He's exposed now.
Well, they know that he can't get there.
Right.
He can't run over there and break anything up. So,
Rick, the problem for you with this leads me to my next question is, I think we all agree once you kind of hit the Show Me, which is a massive Show Me 100 coming up in a couple weeks at Lucas Oil Speedway, and even now it's race season. Now all the way through Labor Day, you guys are racing. Do you feel your team is so prepared when you get to Golden Isles and Ocala in February and January, but do you feel like you have to have an extra sense of preparedness for this next 3 months because it is head down, race every night, and set your health issues aside? You guys as a staff really have to be ready for this next 3 months, don't you?
We are, and we are ready. So we spent the last, let's just face it, Atomic Brownstown that weekend in March, sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. It's 50-50. We purposely don't schedule a lot of spring races, mainly because I don't like to have a gun to our guys' head saying they got to go race somewhere with an 80% chance or a 50% chance of rain. If we just back off and let them make sound choices on what's best for them based on weather, then that allows them a lot of freedom. And then when the weather straightens up, we'll go racing. And that's not to say that you can't have bad weather in May or even that last weekend of April. We've been very fortunate. I mean, we rained out Florence last Saturday, but we've been fortunate. We got those 3 in out east, and looks like the weather looks great for this weekend. And even heading into next week, the weather looks good. So, yeah, as a parent, you would say that over the last couple months we've been nesting, like when you have a baby coming on the way. We've been preparing, getting as far out on our race work as far as we can, and then stocking our shop full of everything material wise it takes to go racing. So we're more and beyond ready to go racing. So.
Rick, last thing I got for you real quick, and this is questions about Kevin. When you see Kevin coming in the pits to grab a quote or interview for you, do you usually feel pretty comfortable with him coming? Or you can tell me right here, right now, these thousands of people watching, do you shoo Kovac away, or what do you worry about when he's coming? You can tell me right now, Rick.
Yeah, ultimately, nobody comes asking what my opinion on anything was unless there's something that happened on a racetrack that's occupying a lot of my time. So either I noticed that there was a dust up in the pits, I guess, last night at Spoon River. And I'm thinking, it's not my race.
I knew you'd be thinking.
Then you have to ask to make a statement, and you're asked to make a ruling and everything. Yeah. So, no, I certainly don't mind Kevin. Enjoy having Kevin at our races, but it's usually the only time anybody wants our take on things is when they want a statement made from us. So, rather that all happen out on the racetrack with the teams.
So, Kevin, don't ask him about his foot, and be nice to Rick and ask him about something pleasant other than just a thing, all right? This is a nice little note for you, Kovac, all right?
That's right. Just give him a good I'm going to see you at the show me, and I will ask you some. Immediately, you won't have to think about what I'm going to, like, what could have happened that I need to answer here. It's going to be something totally different. Hey, how about this? Let's go get some ice cream, Rick. Get some sprinkles,
that's
right?
Sprinkles, yep. Rick, we appreciate it. Didn't have a ton of time on this pre-race show, but I wanted to get you on and just mention again, this weekend, guys, $25,000 to win Friday night at Farmer City. Tomorrow night, $30,000 to win at Fairbury. Look at this Lucas Oil roster, top to bottom, is the best in the country. It is unbelievable how talented everybody is. Rick, good luck this weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow night at Farmer City, okay?
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, we appreciate it. Kevin, let's wrap up here. Our final notes. What do you got final notes before we head into Lincoln here in a few minutes?
Well, I wanted to mention there, like last night, good rebound for Shannon Babb. That first night, he was out in the heat race. He had I think a cracked valve, something happened, had to go back, change motors. He comes out with a decent run. He got an 8th place finish last night at at Spoon River. So that kind of turned him around, got him going back. Because I still feel like Shannon Babb could end up. It would be really cool to see him win an Illinois Speed Week race. That would be a neat moment for the week. And how about that? Jeep Van Wormer mentioned him last night that he made his return to racing, first time in almost 2 years, with that Jason Feger. He didn't qualify last night, but he'll be not supposed to be racing tonight. Supposed to race at Farmer City in Fairbury. And get this, also, remember, everyone should wish him a happy birthday. He turns 50, the big 50 on Saturday for Jeep Van Wormer.
Oh, okay.
Make sure everybody just wish him a happy birthday at Fairbury.
2 notes on the guys you mentioned. Babb told me after the race last night, he goes, well, I could see JD. So I was like, ooh, he must be okay because I could see him most early in the race. And then Jeep Van Wormer asked me if he could stay at my house this weekend while visiting Illinois Speed Week. I told Shannon, good for you, and I told Jeep, under no circumstance are you staying at my house this weekend. So
it's a 50-year-old Jeep, though. Now, he won't be as crazy as back in the older days.
He ages like in dog years, though. That was like when I was 20. Jeep is 50, so I had to get to 80. One quick note I've got is, yeah, there's no doubt, is everyone calls Lincoln the weird track last night, and they don't mean it in a knock. They said something weird's going to happen tonight. I don't know what that means, but just remember that I said that right now. Lincoln's the weird track. So Michael Rigsby and Kevin Kovac, we had about 7 minutes before hot laps. Guys, just want to say thank you for joining us on this pre-race show. Kevin and I doing it a little bit differently, but we're excited to kind of still bring you this studio portion of the show and then let the guys carry it from the racetrack. That is it for us here. I'm in Bloomington. And Kevin, I'm going to say it right. Ephrata? Is it Ephrata or Ephrata?
Ephrata,
Pennsylvania. I get it wrong every time. I'll get it. You worked for me for a decade. I'll get it. We'll end it out. Quick commercial break. Back with Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett. And we'll see you guys from our studio portion next Tuesday at Marshalltown. Thanks, everybody.
Gave a state that senior year, them country stores to buy that beer.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Michael Rigsby, Kevin Kovac, and Rick Schwally first. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Logan County Fairgrounds, Lincoln Speedway in Lincoln, Illinois. We're glad that you are with us for round 3 of FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. We've got 41 late models in the pit area, 29 dirt car modifieds. And here in the booth, we're back. Dustin Jarrett joined alongside my BFF, Mr. Ben Shelton. Ben, we get away from Spoon River last night. Tonight, the traditional Illinois bull ring.
Yeah, we're back. Illinois, we've been to this facility 3 different times, 3 different winners, one of the tightest, most action-packed tracks you'll ever go to. And these fans here, man, they love their racing. I love the fairgrounds. We're under the covered fairgrounds grandstands, and these people get rowdy in here. This is a fun place to be, and we're so glad if you couldn't be here that you're watching at FloRacing.
A few drivers went home last night. They'll be back tomorrow. A few drivers stepping away. A few drivers joining us here this evening, giving us another star-studded field of 41 super late models. And one thing is for certain, whenever you come to a Bob Sargent, Adam Mackey promoted racetrack, they are laying the water to it, and you know that it's going to just get better and better as the night goes on.
I literally thought you were going to say you start on time when you come
to
a
there's
Bob
that
Sargent,
too. Yeah,
for sure.
But we do that everywhere we go.
We
right?
100% do. And we got a jam-packed schedule here tonight, DJ.
Absolutely. We'll start with dirt draft hot laps, followed by Sunoco Race Fuels time trials. Heat races tonight, they will be 10 laps in distance, 4 heats, 10 laps in distance. We'll take the top 4, transfer them into tonight's main event. That'll give us 16 drivers. We'll then have 2 Coltman Farms Racing B mains. They will also be 10 laps apiece. We will also take the top 4 out of those. No provisionals tonight. You must race your way in, and that'll give us a starting field of 24 drivers racing 50 laps for $20,000 to win.
You know, at this place, 50 laps can go by really fast, but it can also be an eternity if you're in the leader and you're mired in lap traffic. Again, a tight bull ring, a racy bull ring. And well, right now, without further ado, let's look at the track facts. You see high atop this tight quarter-mile bull ring.
Oh, we race on the one on the inside, not on the outside.
That's right.
Yes. Well, the quarter-mile oval opened just about 20. It says 2004 here. I thought it was in 2002, but it was the early 2000s when this racetrack opened. Quarter mile, semi-banked dirt oval, like a lot of the Illinois ovals. This thing can get a lip build up around the top and give it somewhat of a progressive bank shape. Ben, you mentioned it earlier as well, the covered grandstands here, Logan County Fairgrounds, Lincoln, Illinois.
Yeah, this is a fun place. And you see the big track on the outside. Tiffany, hold that drone shot for a second. Donald McIntosh making his debut in the state of Illinois today. And he told me when he got here, he was really hoping the track on the outside was the one they were going to be racing on. He said, I've never seen anything this small and tight in my life. He said, I'm ready to race on it. He said, but I feel like I'd be more suited for that horse track around the outside.
I talked to Cody Overton down in the pits earlier as well, a similar conversation before he come up to see the racetrack. And he said, man, he goes, I just ain't no good at these tracks that have walls all the way around them. And I said, well, you might not want
Well, there's not one on the front straight. If you get to one on the front straightaway, it's a bad night. It is a bad night.
That's exactly
DJ, it's great
right.
to be here. Mother Nature's been a huge race fan. We had a lot of storms just south of us today, but a driver that, a person that kept him away and has always got a smile on his face, and the wind's not going to sway him here tonight. Down in the infield, Mike Norris.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Third night together with everybody here at Lincoln Speedway. As you said, a unique racetrack, but we're glad we're here. Definitely a lot cooler. You guys were making fun of me earlier. I had that sweatshirt on. I think a lot of people are going to be donning a sweatshirt, so get out there and visit those stands, get you a new sweatshirt, and have some fun. Great racers. I know you guys said we got some new drivers in there. You mentioned one of them, Donald McIntosh, so good to have some new faces here. And Michael Rigsby touched on it in the pregame. I think this could be the weird track that something might happen. We saw last night the gloves didn't quite come off. Well, I guess literally they did back in the pit area, but something tonight I think that is going to happen, and hopefully it's on the track. It's going to be some great racing, but anytime you get these guys cooped up for 3 days in a row with each other, you know, they may not play nice. I know we still got 2 more with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Farmer City and Fairbury, but it's kind of a tighter track. They've been together for a while, so I think the action is going to pick up here on a Thursday night.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we'll take a look at the weather, the updated points, and the remaining schedule for FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lincoln Speedway in Lincoln, Illinois for round 3 of FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, and round 3 of Illinois Speed Week. Another absolutely Chamber of Commerce day here today. Highs in the low to mid 70s. A windy day here today, Ben. 20-mile-an-hour winds. That seems a little aggressive. Nora said it was windy, though.
We had some broken clouds earlier, too, but we got clear sky, called that shot. And I tell you what, I got to poke a little fun real quick, DJ. When you come here, again, Bob Sargent, he's going to run a tight show. He's going to tell you to be ready 3 minutes early. So we were ready 3 minutes early. They put some extra water on the track because it's windy today.
Because it's so windy. Yeah, there's a...
So they said it's going to be about 5 minutes longer, so I let Bob know, come on, we got to go, man. So we have this fun relationship. Where
to that point, they do have a 10 p.m. curfew here during the week as well. So there's the flags at attention. Let's go ahead and take a look at the updated FloRacing Night in America points presented by Kubota. After last night's racing action, Bobby Pierce with a 6-point advantage over last night's winner, Jonathan Davenport.
That's right. Brian Shirley third, Nick Kaufman fourth, Dennis Erb Jr. fifth. He's tied with Ricky Thornton Jr., but in the tiebreaker, Erb would go to top 5s and top 10s. And what's interesting, Shepard all alone in 7th. We had 3 drivers tied for 8th for tonight. Tanner English, he had to go home. They had a miss in the engine. They had to get an engine ready for next weekend's outlaw swing. He's not here tonight. So Mike Marler and Devin Moran splitting that $500 show-up money for the driver 8th highest in points. They each got $250. So, yeah, very tight points. And honestly, that's why we do 8 of the best 10. When you come to Illinois Speed Week, these guys are racing World 100 caliber fields almost every night. So it's going to start to shake out as we get to Marshalltown next week with round 4 on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
And right on cue. How about that?
Yeah, great looking crowd. Funneling in there. Next event's coming up, Marshalltown Speedway. That's next Tuesday. I talked to a promoter, Jerry Van Sickle, on the phone. He still has some reserve seats on sale for Marshalltown as well. You can still get those. You got a few days to get that. And he wanted me to remind everyone, I actually didn't know this, if you get a reserved seat to our show at Motown on Tuesday, you can also get a pit pass upgrade for just $5. That's for reserve ticket holders. So if you know you're going to Motown on Tuesday, Ben, get your reserve or get your advance tickets so you can get the $5 pit pass upgrade.
And you can get all those at MarshalltownSpeedway.com. You can get your advance tickets. We got fantastic weather for next week. Then we'll take a few weeks off. Then leading into the Dirt Late Model Dream, June 4th will be at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. Then we'll take a little over a month off. And leading into the Prairie Dirt Classic at Matt Curl's Fairbury Speedway, we'll be there on Wednesday, July 23rd. Then we'll have the Scott Bloomquist Memorial at Volunteer Speedway on September 11th. That is a Ray Cook promotion. And then we make our debut September 24th, Tri-State Speedway, legendary track. Obviously, probably best known for open wheel competition with the wingless sprints, with some legendary World of Outlaw sprint car races. But we bring FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota into Tri-State that night. And then we wrap things up at the Pollard family's Sonoy Raceway late in the year.
Breaking news, we have a late entrant. We'll tell you who that is. One more quick set of commercial breaks. We'll pull cars out on the racetrack in 3 minutes for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. You're watching it all live at Lincoln Speedway.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists at Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's got to be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Since 1978, Sweet Manufacturing has been the leader in high-performance power steering. Employee-owned and built in the USA, we proudly deliver the best in-class steering equipment. With constant innovation and development, we push performance to the next level. Because champions demand the best. When precision matters and performance counts, trust the experts. Sweet Manufacturing. Let us turn your wheels.
Hey race fans, have you set your Dirt Draft lineup yet? Dirt Draft is the fantasy racing app you can download right on your phone. Pick a team of 5 drivers within your $100,000 salary cap, and the better they do, the better you do. You earn points to spend in the Dirt Draft Speed Shop for all kinds of cool stuff, from t-shirts and hats, race tickets and pit passes, or even a season pass to FloRacing. New subscribers even get a free Dirt Draft t-shirt. Download the Dirt Draft app now from the Apple app or Google Play Store.
MD3, the most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looks so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lincoln Speedway in Lincoln, Illinois for night number 3 of FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. And the first wave of dirt draft hot laps are staged and I'm just about to pull out. Ben, did you set a dirt draft lineup tonight?
No, I've got my money riding on you.
Yep. You've not seen how terrible my teams have done. New T-shirt. Oh, goodness. Patrick Davis just hit me with his cell phone.
Well, he was trying to get his dirt draft.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
A free T-shirt to new subscribers, plus promo codes. As you see there on the bottom of the screen, you can create your own leagues, which is what I like to do because it's the only chance I have at ever winning at Dirt Draft. It's a lot of fun. DirtDraft.com. Sign up to play. Ben, first set of Dirt Draft hot laps pulling on the track.
That's right. First car rolling into turn number 3 on your screen out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. Dan Ebert, the Collins Brothers towing Durham-powered Rocket XR1, an O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender this year with the Lucas Oil Series. And rolling right past him, a driver contending for the Lucas Oil title and this year's FloRacing Night in America title, the 58 car. Garrett Alberson making his way into turn number 1 on your screen. The Low Voltage Solutions, Roberts Motorsports, Rimmer Machine and Welding, Clements Powered Longhorn. 3 wins this year for Garrett Alberson, and he's always been pretty good here at Lincoln Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. Next driver on your screen is going to be, nope, that's not Brandon Shepard. That's the 5S Super Shep. Stevie Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, in the Shepard Auto Sales and Salvage, Valvoline, Shep's Bar and Grill, Pro Power Rocket. Next driver on your screen is going to be the 157 out of Winfield, Tennessee. It's the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marlar. In the Greg Bruning Skyline Motorsports Quick Supply Company bring rock products sponsored Infinity chassis for Mikey Marlar.
Right behind him in the 24 car, former Dirt Car UMP National Champion and Mars Champion, Ryan Unziker out of El Paso, Illinois. 1 win on the year. That came at Peoria Speedway. The RJR Transportation Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn for Ryan Unziker in car 24. And behind him out of Thompson, Georgia. He's claiming he's from the Illinois, but the accent says something totally different. Cody Overton. And the SF2 Motorsports, Shaw Trucking, Big Dog Stump and Tree, Budweiser, Clements Powered Longhorn for Cody Overton, currently 7th in the World of Outlaws standings.
I think we're bringing a couple of groups out here on the racetrack just to help pack this track in a little bit. The 9 of I said Donald McIntosh. I don't know why it's Tim McCready. Tim McCready in the Briggs Transport XS Stories, Dave Warren Power Sports, Valvoline number 9. He's out of Watertown, New York, as the 2-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champ. And there's Gordy Gundaker, the next driver on your screen, out of St. Charles, Missouri, 2-time Herald and Review 100 champ, and that JB Salvage Bitcoin Benz Crypto Shop, RLM Enterprises Hoker Trucking sponsored number 11G.
The number 28 behind him, he picked up a win here with FloRacing Night in America, and he did it back in 2022. Former World of Outlaws champion Dennis Erb Jr., the Vomac Truck Sales Clements Powered Rocket, currently on the World of Outlaws Tour again this year, and he's had a lot of momentum here lately, top 10 in both series points.
Behind him is going to be the 18D. That's the big perm Dalton Wilson, and the James, Jennifer, and Justin Ratliff Racing, MGL Auto Sales, JR Motor Sales, Keltner Contracting sponsored entry, a winner of the $50,000 602 Crate Late Model Show. Fayetteville earlier this season. There's the 6H, Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida, the Durham-powered Rocket chassis, Wilkerson Farms, Impact Electrical Services, Done Right Construction, all on the side of the 6 for Clay Harris.
Tyler Erb makes his appearance back here at Lincoln in car number 1 out of New Waverly, Texas, 2-time winner this year, the Best Performance Motorsports, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, Clements-powered Rocket chassis. And we'll jump back a few cars behind him. New arrival for Illinois Speed Week in the 93 car. That's Corey Lawler out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. The Pro Power Racing Engine, Dryden, Kaufman's Auto Clinic, Sunoco Race Fuels entry for Corey Lawler. And I think only other driver perhaps we have not caught. I thought I had one. And we did not catch Miles Moose. He rolls out of turn 2.
I didn't even see Miles Moose. He snuck out there on us.
Out of Lincoln, Illinois, right here, hometown driver, and he's excited to be here. He's going to go in the next set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps with the Lone Wolf Petroleum Fuel Factory Pro Power Racing Engine Barry Wright race car, a 3-time winner this year's Miles Moose.
There you have
Well,
it.
you get
So
3 times last year.
3 times last year, yes. Absolutely. A former Gateway Dirt Nationals prelim winner was Miles Moose. So again, 2 different sessions of Dirt Draft Hot Laps on the racetrack is they have the drivers in session number 2 coming out and packing the racetrack. The water truck rolls by the front straightaway, and if you're sitting in the front row, it's kind of like being in the splash zone with Shamu at SeaWorld.
No extra charge.
Absolutely. All right, they're going to get them up to speed here at the quarter-mile bull ring at the Logan County Fairgrounds, Lincoln Speedway, Lincoln, Illinois. You've got until the first heat race goes green to set those Dirt Draft Hot Lap lineups. I don't know how much stock I'm putting in to Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight, Ben. One thing is for certain, whenever you get to Lincoln Speedway, they are going to throw the water on it as much as they can because they want to do as little track prep throughout the course of the night, and she's usually going to be pretty greasy early on in the going.
She's pretty muddy right now. Yeah. But the thing is, again, it's been very windy. It's been very sunny. Now, it's been cooler. It's been a north wind today. We've had southern wind, so it's been a little bit cooler. But
rained to the south of us today, too, around Springfield.
Yeah, it rained for a while. It was one of those days where the storms were moving southwest. So a little bit of a upper level disturbance, but it stayed south of us, and that's all that matters.
An upper level disturbance.
That's right.
Thank you, Benjamin Cantori.
Benji Cantori. So.
Oh, look at this, Scott Flickinger, who's not even here.
Dylan Stake is looking strong
48-second
Oh
lap.
my! The people have been talking about Josh Richards. He's actually on the rundown right now. That'll get him talking. Yeah.
I bet the executive producer,
One Nation Under Turn,
did that.
All right. Well, the checkered flag's going to fall in that set. I think we're probably going to let those guys go to the infield and shake a little mud off the race cars, let the next set come out and iron this racetrack in. Water truck comes by, and splash zone in full effect here at the mighty Lincoln Speedway.
I mean, I joked about that last time, but there were a few folks that got moist down there.
It's not even Saturday yet. All right. Hey, tomorrow we'll be at Farmers City, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing, and then on Saturday we will roll into Fairbury Speedway. $25,000 to win tomorrow at Lance Speakers Farmers City. Saturday, Matt Curls, Fairbury Speedway. The Fall Spring Shootout presented by Titan. $30,000 on the line. Tonight, $20,000 on the line.
The Growl Showdown, by the way. Got to see the big
Chevrolet. Man, they've been such a great support.
Growl Chevrolet has been an incredible supporter of this event since we started having it. So a big thank you to Growl Chevrolet, the Growl Showdown here in Lincoln, Illinois. There's Tyler Erb back out on the speedway, and that Eric Brock West Performance Motorsports number 1. Your defending Summer Nationals champ, former Gateway Dirt Nationals champ. There's Cody Overton. And the 2, the 26-year-old out of Thompson, Georgia, winner Freeze winner earlier this season. 3 wins on the year already for Cody Overton.
It's been a good year for him. He's been fast, and he's going to join us at Marshalltown, and they're taking a look at running the whole tour this year. We talked about Dennis Erb Jr., former World of Outlaws, Summer Nationals, Dirt Car champion. He's picked up momentum over the past month. We'll see if he can pick up his second FloRacing event win here at Lincoln Speedway. Dennis Erb Jr., again, previous winner here, a 3-time winner in his career. This will be the 39th all-time event for the series. 12 different winners in 38 events so far. Bobby Pierce, the winningest driver in the history of the tour with 8 wins. Ricky Thornton Jr., second with 7. They'll look to add to the tally here tonight, but man, we got a talented field. Also had a late arrival, Ryan Miller, a Lincoln, Illinois driver. That pushes us to 42 entries here tonight at Lincoln Speedway.
I saw Corey Lawler there on the screen. I talked to him a little earlier on. He's never even seen the place before, he said. He goes, I was hoping it was going to be the horse track, another one like Donald McIntosh, right? He goes, man, he said you could fit this thing inside Port Royal about 5 times.
You could actually put this in Port Royal, the family area that's fenced in. You could actually
long ways.
Yes.
You could put it long ways, I think.
That's right. In the tunnel outside of
That's right. Dalton Wilson, the 18D. I love the new wrap on the side of that car. I talked to him yesterday. He goes, you know what? He goes, I do too. He goes, my crew guys really like it. He goes, because they said they can see me better when I'm on the racetrack.
Well, what's handy right now is everybody on the Dirt Draft Rundown is actually in action here tonight. So good job, Michael Reiners. We appreciate your hard work down there in the trailer.
We lost Scott Flickinger and Dylan Stake.
Oh, and Josh Richards.
Yeah, darn.
All right, well, the Midwest Sheet Metal Caution will fly on that set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Racetrack picking up a little bit. 14.467, the best lap. Dennis Erb Jr., your track record holder, all the way back in 2009, a 12.219. We've only got to shave 2 seconds plus off the current times. Could be a bit challenging right now.
No problem. No.
Just a bit outside.
Are we going to give these guys another? The pace truck is out there trying to turn a 12-second lap.
That's
also.
Right. Ricky Vaughn, Wild Thing, in the pace truck here tonight.
Hey, I think Ricky just got motioned back into the pit area as well.
We actually modified qualifying last night. We had I think we had a Ford Ranger or something on the racetrack. So.
Well, it started out as a Ford Ranger, then it looked like a side-by-side by the time it got finished.
Fair. All right, so we're going to roll it in a little bit, and we'll bring the next wave out. Again, 42 cars signed in tonight. They'll be divided into 2 different groups in Sunoco Race Fields qualifying. Group A makes up heat races 1 and 2. Group B makes up heat races 3 and 4. And we will have 4 10-lap heats, 2 10-lap B mains, top 4 transfer out of everything, and we do not start series provisionals until Marshalltown Speedway, and that is coming up on Tuesday. FLOseries.com for more information, and get those tickets at MarshalltownSpeedway.com. We took last year off, DJ, and as the commissioner of all racing in Iowa, you demanded we go back this year, and we're going to head over there next Tuesday.
I didn't demand. I protested.
It was a
I
formal
wasn't going to announce, if we didn't go back. Now, happy to be back at America's bucket list racetrack, Marshalltown Speedway. They're racing tonight. They're running Thursday Night Thunder, a regular show at Motown this evening, and then we're there on Tuesday again. Advanced seats, reserve tickets are on sale, and it's just a $5. If you get those reserved seats for Flow Night in America at Marshalltown on Tuesday, it is then just a $5 upgrade for your pit pass. So if you know you're going to Motown on Tuesday night, get that reserve ticket. They still have some available, and it's just $5 to upgrade to a pit pass. That's just a fantastic deal that Jerry Van Sickle, Toby Cruz, and the gang have over there at Marshalltown Speedway.
Yeah, and stock cards and mods on the card. It is going to be Top Shelf Supreme coming up on Tuesday night, and then you and I might go do a little spectating at Stewart, Iowa on Wednesday. And then
there's no might. I am going.
Okay. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. We'll be with them at Eagle Raceway. But tonight, Lincoln Speedway, the Grouse Showdown. And we want to thank Grouse Chevrolet for their great support of racing. They've been a sponsor of this event since year 1. We've had 3 different winners of this event here. Dennis Erb Jr. won in 2022. Hudson O'Neill won in 2023. And Bobby Pierce last year. I think we had to reschedule this event 8 times. But he finally won it in July, which happened to be like our second event of the year.
It was still the second race of the year last year. Yes, it was.
It was an adventure, but here we are tonight. A little windy, but it's beautiful. Rain stayed off to the south. And again, we'll be part of the Lucas Oil broadcast with our BFF and the GOAT of announcing, James Essex, the next 2 nights at Farmer City and Fairbury. And it'll be good to get back with James. The rumors of our demise and being fired have been partially exaggerated.
Maybe.
We'll get Mike Morrow in the 157. He's been fast all week, looking to put things together here tonight. The Infiniti Race Car, Quick Supply Company, Skyline Motorsports 157, a pick-and-choose schedule. And you talk about guys that have really ramped it up over the past month. Tim McCready in Car 9.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see T-Mac running well. And you know, it's like you say, like, man, I haven't forgot how to drive, right? You just, sometimes things just don't go the way that you want, or miss the setup on something, or get adjusted, or get a new race car, or whatever the case might be. But T-Mac's been running real well. Gordy Gundaker, talked to him earlier on this evening. He said, man, he's like, we're just completely chasing our tails. We want to get a good run. We feel like we're close, he said. We just can't quite seem to get all the things that we need, so to speak, to fall in line, as this is group number 1 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps once again. Going out and getting another hot lap session. She was a little greasy out there, and you can see the difference in lap time. Yeah. They're now in the mid-13s with Garrett Alberson currently atop that Dirt Draft leaderboard.
Yeah, racetrack's coming around now, mid-13-second laps. Again, still well off the 12-2 track record by Dennis Erb Jr. That was from 16 years ago. That one might hold up tonight. I think that might be a good dirt draft. If you want to do a little side bet, maybe, if the track record holds, that one may stay.
Oh, I like that thought. Dirt draft side bet.
A little parlay action coming at you. How about McCready, 13.50? Stop it. 13.510 as the next set of cars make their way out. The 40B of Kyle Bronson leads them out of Brandon, Florida. The Atomic Music Group, Race Car Engineering, Clements Powered Longhorn. And behind him, welcome to Illinois, Donald McIntosh, O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, making his debut in Illinois here tonight. The Clements Powered Double Nickel Race Car number 79. The Billy Hicks Racing, Coleman Farms Racing entry. glad to have the veteran with us for the first time in the land of Lincoln.
He is making his Illinois debut, a guy that's raced in Illinois once or twice previously. He's behind him in the Mark Richards-owned Rocket 1 out of New Berlin, Illinois. That is Brendan Shepard. And the Valvoline Swayberg Calf Ranch's Petroff Towing Performance Grading
like
Ace Metal Works #1. He'll be followed by a driver making his debut here in the 31. That's Tyler Millwood out of Kingston, Georgia. The Millwood Plumbing, Gray's Mobile Service, competition racing equipment, rocket chassis for Tyler Millwood.
Defending FloRacing Night in America champion and Lucas Oil champion of the 20 RT, rolling out of turn number 4. That's Ricky Thornton Jr., the Chandler, Arizona native. The Kohler Motorsports Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Clements Powered Longhorn, 10 wins on the year for RTJ. And behind him, the 2023 Series champion and Outlaw champion, 12 wins on the year, and our current point leader, it's Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. The Low Voltage Solutions, Rio Grande Waste Services, Churchill Transport, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, car 32.
One other driver on the track for this next wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, rolling into turns 1 and 2. The 17A is Lewiston, Missouri's Austin Howes in the HR Enterprises 17 Racing. Hilltop Auto Sales Lennox American Bullies sponsored number 17A. That is Austin Howes.
Oh boy.
And oh boy, Ben, look who's got the in-car camera tonight. You are riding along with the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce.
I don't care that you're watching via the GoPro. Pull those belts extra tight because you're going to go for a ride. And there's a decent chance. Definitely don't get your elbow out the side of that thing because you're going to be scraping mud off the wall here tonight at Lincoln.
Absolutely.
That's fun. That's going to be a fun ride here tonight. And I tell you what, Bobby Pierce off to a big start to the year, 12 wins. Won the opener at LaSalle Speedway. They're still trying to get fans out of the parking lot from Tuesday at LaSalle. Congrats to Tony Izzo Jr., Justin McCoy on that crowd.
And how about
Yes.
a great crowd there. Great crowd last night at Spoon. And how about the crowd that's made its way
Coming in
into
tonight.
Lincoln this evening, too?
So far, this might be our best Lincoln Speedway crowd in year 4. So thank you for coming out. They're still coming into the facility. And what a neat place right in the middle of town. Saw Andy and Aunt B and Opie, not Mike Spatola, the other redheaded Opie. Well, I guess he's redheaded too. Yeah, the other Opie on the back straightaway. This is a cool setting. This is quintessential Illinois racing where you sit in the middle of town. It's going to be the same way at Farmer City tomorrow and definitely at Fairbury where you actually, you have to go through somebody's driveway to get to the racetrack.
I've heard some numbers on the pre-sale tickets at Fairbury.
Big
and
boys.
It could very well be our biggest Flow Night in America crowd at Fairbury. Or the biggest Lucas Oil crowd, rather, at Fairbury as well. We'll be there for FloRacing Night in America Wednesday leading into the PDC. That's right. Green flag is out, and session number 3 for Dirt Draft Hot Laps underway.
I tell you what, this racetrack's really starting to come in nice.
Yes.
I really think we're going to have a good racetrack here tonight. And no doubt about it, Mike Norris. You're going to see your fastest lap so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps out of his set as they've got an iron edge. Shepard, 13.126. That's only 4/10 better than we've seen so far. Oh, yeah, she's coming in nice right now.
Oh, boy, look at this.
Real nice, Clark. Looking really good.
Look at the mud flying up in front of Bobby Pierce right there.
Hang on, I can't see. I mean, how do they do this? It makes no sense. How do they do it?
Give me a tear-off on the in-car cam. Oh, no, man. We lost it. A piece of mud just murdered the in-car camera. Tragic.
Moment of silence for the in-car camera.
Well, Lincoln Speedway, the fastest driver in that session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Out of New Berlin, Illinois, the one of Brendan Shepard.
All right, so Dirt Draft Hot Laps, your fastest. What do you get?
You get absolutely nothing if you are fastest other than a little confidence boost heading into Sunoco Race Fuels Time Trials, Ben. Next session making its way on the track.
That's right, in car 49, currently second in the series points out of Blairsville, Georgia, Superman Jonathan Davenport, the Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bill Stein ASC warranty. Clements Power tonight for the driver of the Longhorn with 5 wins this year, including last night at Spoon River Speedway. We picked up his 5th career win with the tour. And behind him, how many high side Hustler fans in the house here tonight? Jason Fager in car 25. The Titan Industries SC Online Sales, Outpace Racing Products, Clements Powered Longhorn, 2-time defending Mars champion.
I love the enthusiastic crowd here at Lincoln. Behind him in the GR Smith-owned 22 Star, that's going to be Hindman, Pennsylvania's Drake Troutman, the 19-year-old in the Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern, sponsored 22 Star. He'll be followed by the driver of the Garto Southern Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Number 76, how about it for Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia?
Hey, Drake Troutman, Brandon Overton told me today they're on tour for FloRacing Night in America. We'll see you at Marshalltown on Tuesday with those guys. The GT1, Guy Taylor out of Springfield, Illinois, the Rocket Chassis Pro Power, the doppelganger of the Rocket Chassis house car, the Illinois National Bank Riverton Party Store entry. And rolling out of turn 4, how about this guy, the 99 out of Dresden, Ohio, Devin Moran. Devin Moran in the Big River Steel, Lazy Days RV, Double Down Motorsports, Millwood Plumbing, Clements Powered Longhorn. 5 wins on the year and second in the Lucas Oil standing.
Lincoln Speedway, there's one more driver on the track for this session of Hot Laps. How about it for the driver out of Moweaqua, Illinois, Shannon Babb.
Man, Illinois on a Thursday night. Are you kidding me, man? 42.
The Petroff Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Dynagrow Seed, CJ Piping and Fabrications, number 18. Yes, I love it. I talked to Shannon back in the pit area. He had trouble on Tuesday night at LaSalle. Actually went back and basically changed everything but the car, he told me, before last night's run at Spoon River. Yes, exactly. He said, and I think that's why we ran well. He was telling me about the different tire combinations guys had on last night. It wasn't just the right rear. So there were a lot of different guys that had different tire combos on basically all five, everything other than the left front.
Yeah, the left front's open. They can run a Michelin for all I care. And then the right front and the left rear are 2s and 3s. Right rear's a 3-4. They got options throughout the night.
Yeah, he told me the left rear actually was what gave away on him last night. He said he started sliding back a little bit. He said, you know what though? He said we regroup. He said we take what we learned last night, put it towards tonight, and hopefully have a good run here at Lincoln.
All right, so another wave of dirt draft hot laps on the Speedway so far. Brandon Shepherd, best lap of 13.126. Overton just went a 13.415, second fastest of the evening. Again, just dirt draft hot laps are getting them tuned up for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying coming up a little bit later. And how about Davenport, second on the board, a 13.307.
Absolutely. It's a good look at Jonathan Davenport. Devin Moran there, Shannon Babb in the 18, and Shannon Babb goes to second quick, 13.138. And I believe we've got one more session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps after this, maybe one or two more sessions of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Well, the fastest driver in that session of warm-ups is rolling down the front straightaway. Lincoln Shannon Babb, second quick in warm-ups right now with a 1:3.138.
What a field of cars we've had. We've talked about it, man, just to get into these shows. You heard Jonathan Davenport say it last night. Just to make the feature, you've done something. Next set of cars coming to the Speedway, and out of Chatham, Illinois, 4-time Summer Nationals champion. It's the Squirrel, Brian Shirley. The Bob Cullen Racing, Hooker Trucking, Thomason Express, Durham Powered Longhorn, 1 win on the year for that driver. And behind him, all the way from Shreveport, Louisiana, Clay Stuckey, the Lucas Oil Advanced Powder Coating, Maury Transport, Clements Powered Black Diamond, 2 wins on the year for Clayton Stuckey.
You say he's all the way from Shreveport, Louisiana. How about the guy behind him, all the way from Bakersfield, California, the 10 in? That's Rob Sanders in the West Coast Boring, Mystique Tanning and Salon, HSR Equipment sponsored 10 in, and driving right by him in that Ty Touring Racing number 9. The next driver you're going to see on your screen, it's the Clements Powered Longhorn of Nick Hoffman out of Mooresville, North Carolina, currently second in the World of Outlaw Series point standings. The NOS Energy Drink, C&W Trucking, Lone Wolf Petroleum number 9.
And the number 81 car out of College Grove, Tennessee, the Clements Powered Longhorn, Riggs Fiber VG Performance entry for Jason Riggs, 1 win on the year. That came at Clarksville Speedway. And rolling through turn number 3, the number 19R out of Marshalltown, Iowa, the Reaper, Ryan Gustin. Gustin currently 3rd in the World of Outlaws standings. 2 wins on the year, both with the Outlaws, and he's on tour with FloRacing Night in America this year. We'll be at his hometown track that he hasn't raced a ton at, but he's going to be there next Tuesday. And the Cooney Motorsports, Allen Seamless Scutters, Hoker Trucking, Jay Dickens Infinity race car for Ryan Gustin.
2 more drivers on the track. One of them is in the Adam Family Motorsports number 75, Mike McKinney, Lincoln Speedway, behind the wheel of the 75, rolling off turn number 2. The mobilization funding Cornette Powered Longhorn chassis. Did you get the 3S?
I did.
You did get the 3S.
Yes,
yep,
sir.
Brian Shirley. And that rounds out this wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. So we got one more session, just a couple cars, I believe, in the staging lane. And then we will bring the modifieds out for a hot lap qualifying session here this evening.
You know, growing up in the South, we don't have fairgrounds racetracks like this. And you come here and you got the covered grandstand. The fans are all around you. This place has just got a vibe to it. This is really cool and really thankful to be here on a Thursday night. And if you're watching at FloRacing, we hope before the year's over you get to Lincoln. If not, join us here next year.
Yeah, we don't have these in Ohio either. unfortunately, man. But this is you nailed it earlier when you said this is quintessential Illinois right here. Bull ring, black dirt, covered grandstands, fairgrounds, middle of town. This place here checks all the boxes. Look at Rob Sanders doing a slide for life over there in the corner.
If you're Rob Sanders, they have some of these bull rings that get really heavy, tight racetracks. This is probably the closest to home he's felt all week so far for the Bakersfield, California driver, but it's still a tricky racetrack. And getting down to the last few laps of the set, Ryan Gustin, the fastest car in the set, then Brian Shirley right behind him.
And Brian Shirley just laid down the first lap in the 12-second bracket here this evening. And that is going to be fastest. Lincoln Speedway coming down the front straightaway. Fastest driver in this set of dirt draft hot laps, Brian Shirley in the 3S with a 12.969.
The only driver into the 12-second bracket so far tonight. He'll get ready for Sunoco Racefield's qualifying. Final wave of super late models make their way out, and they'll be led out by Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois, the brand's professional agriculture Pro Power Racing Engine Rocket XR1. And car number 93 out of Lincolnton, North Carolina, Carson Ferguson, the Longhorn chassis by Wesley Page, Clements powered, Paylor Motorsports, Hoopa Grading Company, Franklin Enterprises, WP Racing Shocks, car 93.
A new entrant with us here this evening in the black number 25. That is going to be Dakota Hewing out of Warrensburg, Illinois. It's a 604 crate engine underneath the hood of that BMF race car. The J&S Harding, MTZ Realty, Dan Calkin State Representative, Hazel's Hauling, sponsored 25 for Dakota Hewing. And then it'll be the 74X. That is Bakersfield, California's Ethan Dotson. And the ASD Motorsports, Jarrett Rifles, Azio Camo, BK Grading and Paving sponsored, number 74X.
Last car on the Speedway, rolling through turn 3, the 99 Junior, Frank Heckenus Jr. out of Frankfort, Illinois. The Storage Squares USA, NDU Pull it, DirtOval66.com, Petrov Towing, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, and John Henry turning the wrenches on that one. As what a field of cars here tonight. Final wave of dirt draft hot laps. And up next after this set, we'll have dirt car modified hot lap qualifying. Mike Norris.
Yeah, guys, I want to let you in on a little secret. See if you can lead in with me. Ooh. How about Jake Little coming up this weekend? Him and Jason Fager went toe-to-toe. Talk about one guy that's got his stuff together. He darn near won the opener at the Fairbury Speedway last Saturday night. Had a heck of a battle again with Jason Fager, but he led a lot of laps, got a lot of confidence coming into this weekend. So if you're looking for a good upset pick, just maybe one of those Mars drivers can get it done, and that'd be the 38J, Jake Little.
I tell you what, he wins the night, the party never ends, DJ. And you know what? That's what we love. Everybody thinks, oh man, you guys always want to see the national guys win. No, I want to see an upset local guy get one. It's getting harder and harder to see it happen. But man, just to have the chance at it, to see it, something special. And Jake's always a contender when you come to this region. You know that.
Yeah, he really is. He got a win a year ago at the Highland Speedway as well to Jake Little in the 38. And Norris, of course, was on site calling that race at Falls last Saturday. I was watching from home from the comfort of my cat napper there in Ohio. But I thought, man, like Jake Little's going to get, and he had good drive. He had Jason Fager, he had Garrett Alberson. He had some pretty tough customers back there behind him. But I think that we're going to see Jake Little, the Springfield, Illinois driver, pick up more than just one victory here in 2025.
Calling the shot. I like it. The number's 1.5. He's taking the over.
Give me the over. Always take the over.
I'll tell you what else is cool. We're in Lincoln, Illinois on a Thursday night. We got two drivers out of Bakersfield, California here. One of them in the set, Ethan Dotson, the 74, going for the World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year title. It's your second in that battle behind Drake Troutman. And right now, green flag's out. We'll gas him up. This feels like this could be an Ethan Dotson kind of racetrack.
I kind of thought that too. Man.
He likes the bull rings.
He does. He likes those bull rings. He likes those hammer down racetracks. And but you know what? Of the 42 drivers now in the pit here, there's about 30 other drivers that like that same thing, especially most of those guys from Illinois. See what we got here, Carson Ferguson. Oh, Ethan Dotson to second quick. You called that 13.107 for the driver of the Jarrett Rifles. What a great sponsor, by the way. No relation.
What do you think? He can go 12 second on this last? Oh, he went out of it already. I tell you what, though. I watched Ethan come to my home track, Riverside Speedway, albeit small, a little bit bigger than this last year, Summer Nationals. Photo finish, almost got the win. He could be a contender here tonight. But right now, contender to bring you all the great facts on all the mod drivers, the one, the only Nashville recording artist, Patrick Davis. Patrick, tell us about these dirt car mods and this fantastic field you have here tonight.
Thank you very much, Ben, DJ. Another quick little fact about Ethan Dotson, picked up that first touring win at one of these Illinois bull rings earlier this year during a Line 100 weekend as well. So Ethan Dotson has found a a liking to these Illinois bull rings.
He likes the black dirt. I'm telling you, that California dirt, my home track is, albeit gumbo, it holds the moisture. Like, he likes these cowboy up racetracks. So we'll see how it goes. And I tell you, Patrick, you got a really good field of mods in the pits tonight as well.
Yes, we do. 29 solid entries here tonight. And looking through the field, it is yet again another, just like the late model fields every night so far, these modified fields are no easy field to make the show. And to be in contention to win this deal is going to take a lot of luck. And it all is going to start coming up here with qualifying, which is also going to be their hot laps as well. And one of the drivers leading him out, he did double duty last night. He's going to do double duty again tonight. That's going to be Hinman, Pennsylvania's Drake Troutman. How this is going to work when we come out to qualify, we'll send out half of group number 1. So it'll be about 5 cars. So we've got 5 cars will come out. They will get 3 timed laps. Best of those 3 laps will be their official lap. And they'll have to go down to the infield, meet minimum weight requirement, 2,400 pounds for the dirt car modifieds.
And Patrick, I tell you what, you've been coming here to Lincoln Speedway a lot longer than a lot of us have. It would not be a great night at Lincoln Speedway without that orange number 14 of Flying Brian Lynn down there, would it?
Yes, sir, and he's the second car in that first group as well. So Flying Brian, double-digit track championships. When I know we talk about guys that are known with certain racetracks in the modified division. I know a wrench on that Bobby Pierce car, Jeff Leka, same thing with Farmer City, where we'll be tomorrow night with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. What Jeff is to Farmer City, Brian is here at Lincoln. Brian knows his way around here. He could sleepwalk with a wheelbarrow around this place. He is that good.
Ooh. I thought that was going through the... Kitty, that was your phone ringing. I thought we had music going through our headsets. I tell you what, Kitty, they're going to roll this racetrack just a little bit.
Let's
take a look real quick. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. We return to action tomorrow. The Blaker Concrete Farmer City 74, Farmer City Raceway, and $25,000 to win tomorrow night. And then we come up on Saturday, and we've got the Falls Spring Shootout presented by Titan, and that is $30,000 to win. Again, 2 more shows in the land of Lincoln as we wrap up the 2025 Illinois Speed Week. After we race with FloRacing Night in America at Marshalltown Speedway on Tuesday, May 13th, we'll have 1 day off, and then we invade Eagle Raceway, the Malvern Bank High Bank Heist. 3 big shows there, and if you've ever been to Eagle Raceway, one of my 5 favorite racetracks in the country, just a fantastic facility. Then a few days off, and then it's time for the Memorial Day tradition, the 33rd annual Show Me 100, May 22nd through 24th at Lucas Oil Speedway, and then button up if you're on the east side of Tennessee, because we're heading to Roger Sellers Smoky Mountain Speedway, the Mountain Moonshine Classic on June 13th and 14th for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. You can go to lucasdirt.com for more information on those. Also, FloRacing, those will all be live. And Patrick, a lot of great action coming up on those, and right now a lot of great action on track because the mods are making their way out.
Yes, indeed. There's the 5T. He set quick time and won a heat race and finished second in the modified feature at Spoon River a night ago. That's Hinman, Pennsylvania's Drake Troutman in 5T. See him on your screen there, watching on FloRacing. Behind him, the orange 14 is, as Mike Norris mentioned, a lot of track championships here for that 14. That is Flying Brian Lynn out of Mason City, Illinois. Behind him, your opening night winner here during the season, doorbuster back on April 13th out of Success, Mississippi. That is the 45 of Chase Holland. Behind Chase, that is the 14K of Pekin, Illinois, Shane Kelly. See him going underneath the billboards down the back straightaway. And rounding out the field, he's a former Midwest Big Ten Series late model champion and a veteran of the modifieds as well. The Cozy Dog Drive-In Checkered Flag Graphics 11D. That is B-Dive Brian Dively out of Springfield, Illinois. Again, track record held by Mike Chastain Jr. in the C40. That was set May 17th of last year, 14040, 14040 be the track record they're chasing, and right out of the gate, 14404, so 4/10. The track is close. 14231. And yeah, looks like a little bit of fuel coming out of the back of the 5 of Drake Troutman. Troutman letting a little bit of fuel out of the back of the 5T machine. 14.231 on lap number 2 for Holland right now, your quickest. Ryan Dively picked it up to third on his third lap. After that first group, 14.231 by Chase Holland, your quickest in qualifying right now. 14.289 for Drake Troutman in the 5T. Brian Dively, 14.601 third quick. Brian Lynn in the 14 fourth quick, 14.755. And 15.193 for the 14K of Shane Kelly. Coming out now out of St. Augustine, Florida, that is the 75 of Ronnie Chance. Behind him, driver out of Lowell, Arkansas, that's the 11N of Gene Nicklaseem there on your screen. Behind him in the multi-fire plug wires, 777 out of Mackinac, Illinois, that is Trevor Neville, seen there. Dirt draft time trials for the modifieds. The 19C behind him, that is Carter Sinkhorn. See him there on screen out of Taylorville, Illinois. And behind him, the J24 out of Findlay, Illinois. See him here in just a second. That is Jeremy Nichols. Jeremy Nichols in car J24. 14.231 quick time right now by Chase Holland. 14.040 your current track record. We'll keep an eye on that as we go along here through qualifying. Little bit of smoke coming out. Ooh, that's not coming out in a great spot for the 19 of Carter Sinkhorn. Looks like possibly coming out in front of the header. That car is a handful as well for him as well. Nicholas just about caught the wall there off of 2. So out of that group, Trevor Neville was the quickest, 14.621. Carter Sinkhorn, 14.799. Jeremy Nichols, 15.107. And Ronnie Chance, 15.609. Quickest in group number 1, 14.231. The driver out of Success, Mississippi, Chase Holland, sets quick time. And much like Cole Falloway last night at Spoon River, he's looking to try and go for 2 wins in a row here at this racetrack. Group number 2 rolling out. First car out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. That is the 5 of Bobby Bagley. Bobby Bagley joining us from Mineral Wells, West Virginia. Behind him out of Couts, Indiana, that is the B5 of Matthew Baker. Scheduled to be out there that you see on screen now. The 7 out of Owensboro, Kentucky. The 2023 Flow Night in America modified feature winner, that is Tyler Nicely. There's the B5 of Matthew Baker on screen now. Behind him, you'll also see there is the 5. He's listed as 5S tonight out of Bourbonnais, Illinois. That is Stephen Brooks, the Great Lakes lifting car number 5S tonight. And there's the J13 of Justin Coffey, your 5th and final car here in group number 2 out of Stonington, Illinois. Sure, the Stonington gang is here with us tonight. Got a few of their drivers represented. 14.647 right now, quickest for Group 2, and that is Stephen Brooks. And problems for the J13 of Justin Coffey. Looks like something broken there on the rear end. See it there on your screen. And reports over the track radio of debris over in 3 and 4. Looks like I can see it possibly up there in the middle of the cushion up on the top shelf. Stephen Brooks quickest here in group number 2, 14.647. Tyler Nicely, 14.660 second quick. Matthew Baker, 14.688 is third quick. Bobby Bagley, 14.901 fourth quick. And Justin Coffey on his first lap, 16.426 was 5th quick in group number 2. Second group of group 2 rolling out now. First car out of Fairview Heights, Illinois. That is the 58R of Ryan Hamilton. Ryan Hamilton, a graduate of the Kid Mod division. Making things happen here. Another member of the Stonington gang on your screen now in the 71. That's the Nitro Nanner, Jeff Graham. Jeff Graham in car number 71. Behind Jeff, that'll be the 77. That is the Kewanee Kamikaze Ray Bollinger, 2-time Flow Night in America feature winner 2022 and 2024 winner of this event. Behind him out of Peoria, Illinois, that is the 10 of Michael Minnell. Michael Minnell in 10 there on your screen. And 73, Mark Rhodes out of West Chicago, Illinois. In case you didn't hear, the new Pope, it is a Chicago Pope. That is true. The first American Pope, but he comes from Chicago. I don't know if he's from West Chicago. Ray Bollinger to the top of the board, 14.390 in group number 2. 14.390 for Bollinger. Ryan Hamilton second quick, 14.580. Matthew Baker, 14.688. Michael Minnell, 14.788. And Mark Rhodes, 14.813. Jeff Graham, 15.365. So Ray Bollinger, 14.346. Former track champion here at Lincoln Speedway, 2022 and 2024. Flow Racing Night in America presented by Kubota Grau Chevrolet Showdown modified feature winner. And he starts off 2025 well with a quick time so far. Third and final group rolling out now out of Paris, Tennessee. That is the 12 of Lucas Lee. Lucas Lee in car number 12. Behind him in the 75D in the Adams Family Motorsports entry. That is a 75D. Started out the year in the late model. Of course, he and end up switching seats, and he's in the modified with Mike McKinney in the late model. That is Daniel Adam on screen now. There's Lucas Lee, Daniel Adam. Also out there, Lethal Chassis, car number 35 out of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania. That's former NASCAR Cup Series driver David Strimmy. David Strimmy in car number 35. T9 Ryan Thomas, that diamond chassis out of Brownstown, Indiana. He is in the T9. And your fifth and final car, your winner last night at the Spoon. That is Owensboro, Kentucky's Cole Falloway in car number 66. 14.357 for Daniel Adam right now, quick time. We'll see how it shakes out here. Everybody gets their final lap of this group. 3 laps time tonight. And Cole Falloway, just a cat's whisker off the track record, 14.062. Quickest overall, can track record 14.040. 14.062 by Falloway, right in the ballpark. And boy, that's got me licking my chops for late model qualifying. Dennis Erb Jr.'s track record might be in danger tonight. Cole Falloway, Ryan Thomas, Daniel Adam, Lucas Lee, David Strimmy, your quick qualifiers, the order in group number 1 of group 3. Talon Beard on screen now, driver out of Highland, Illinois in the 21T. Behind him, it'll be the 99 of Blake Brown out of Corbin, Kentucky. Oh, see him bounce into corner number 1 cushion, starting to get some character to her there. And we got a caution for the 87 of Alan Crowder out of Elwyn, Illinois. Has found the inside berm in the Kirby Strong Donnelly Automotive car number 87C. No worse for wear there. Doesn't look like too much damage there. Get a good look there on the Flow Racing broadcast. Good look there. Also out on the speedway, see, he'll pull away. Crowder Brothers Racing Beham Graphics entry. Also out there, there's Blake Brown in the 99 as we go back to green. And the next car behind him is the 72A of Austin Lynn. Austin out of Mason City, Illinois. Regular with us here frequently at Lincoln Speedway. Again, 14.062, the mark to beat right now in qualifying. See if anybody can go any faster. If they go much faster, they're writing their name in the history, but as they take over the track record held by Mike Chastain. And right now, Ryan Thomas. Talon Beard, 14.809. And Blake Brown has had as would call turn one Mr. Toe's wild ride for him. He has bounced through that cushion quite a bit. She is getting some meat to her over there in 1 and 2. Cole Falloway will end up being your quick qualifier overall in the modifieds, 14.062. Ryan Thomas, 14.322, second quick. Daniel Adam, third quick. Lucas Lee, Blake Brown, David Strimmy, Talon Beard, Austin Lynn, and Alan Crowder. And with that, that'll put a wrap on modified qualifying. Coming up next will be late model qualifying for the Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. We got to thank some of our great marketing partners here. For those watching on Flo, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with late model qualifying.
All right, welcome back to Lincoln Speedway. FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. Round 3 of 2025. 42 superweight models in the pit area, and it's time now for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying. We'll send 3 cars at a time. Your first 3 qualifiers will be Mike Marlar out of Winfield, Tennessee in the 157, the 24 of Ryan Unziker out of El Paso, Illinois, and Gordy Gundaker out of St. Charles, Missouri. Mike Marlar of Skyline Motorsports, Truck Country, Quick Supply Company, Bruning Rock Products, Clements Powered Infinity Race Car 157, former World of Outlaws champion. The 24 of Ryan Unziker, former Mars champion and Dirt Car UMP National champion. RJR Transportation, Mosquito Hero. Low Voltage Solutions, Leach & Company, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn. 1 win this year for Ryan Unziker and Gordy Gundaker in the 11G out of St. Charles, Missouri. In the Bitcoin Benz Crypto Club, Hoker Trucking, JB Salvage, RLM Enterprises. Car number 11, the Clements Powered Longhorn, 3 cars at a time. Here we go, DJ. Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying Group 1 for the lineups and heat races 1 and 2.
The track record here at Lincoln, Dennis Erb Jr., 12.219 way back in 2009. A track record that is withheld over 15 years. We'll see if anybody can get close to that here this evening. First lap time is going to go up this time around for the 157 of Mike Marlar, 12.994. First lap time for the 24 of Ryan Unziker, 13.264, second quick. In Gordy Gundaker's first lap, he'll go second quick, 1.3199. Marlar's second lap time, better, 12.851. Ryan Unziker going to get back on top of Gordy Gundaker, 1.3127. Gordy's second lap, not as good. He will be third quick. So after your first 3 cars, Mike Marlar with the early time to beat, 1.2.851.
Up next, Dan Ebert out of Lakeshore, Minnesota in the 60. The 58 of Garrett Albertson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 9 of Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. Ebert and the Collins Brothers Towing Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Amsoil, Woody's Racing, Fox Shocks, Durham Powered Rocket XR1. Car 58, the Roberts Motorsports, Low Voltage Solutions, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Romer Machine and Welding, Titan Racing Products, Clements Powered Longhorn for Garrett Albertson and Tim McCready, and the Briggs Transport, Excess Storage, Dave Warren Power Sports, Quarter Rubber Corporation, On Time Body Graphic, Clements Powered Longhorn, former World of Outlaws and Lucas Oil champion Tim McCready in the 9.
Dan Ebert going to trip the trigger first. He goes to second quick. Good lap, Ben. 1:30.15. Garrett Alberson third quick. 13.087. And now Timmy McCready third quick with a 1:30.55. Ebert was good on lap number 1. Lap 2's even better. 12.993. Stays second. Garrett Alberson to the top of the leaderboard, 1:2.823. And Tim McCready's second lap is best, fourth quick, 1:30.49. Garrett Alberson now the time to beat Lincoln after 6 cars, 12.823.
Up next, Miles Moose out of Lincoln, Illinois in the 84. The 2 of Cody Overton out of Thompson, Georgia, and the 18D of Dalton Wilson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Moose in the Lone Wolf Petroleum Fuel Factory SRI Performance Mega Towing, the Lodge Pro Power Racing Engine Barry Wright race car. Many wins here at Lincoln Speedway for that driver. The 2 of Cody Overton, SM2 Motorsports, Shaw Trucking Budweiser, VP Boswell, Supply Chain Management, Morley, Big Dog Stump and Tree, Clements Powered Longhorn, and the number 18D of Dalton Wilson, Ratliff Racing, Grantley Farms, ICS, and Violato Sales Calendar Construction, Clements Powered Longhorn for Dalton Wilson.
First lap time for Miles Moose, 7th quick, 1:34.31. Cody Overton's fourth quick, 12.997. Dalton Wilson going to go 6th fastest, 13.163. Second lap time for the Lincoln, Illinois native Miles Moose, 9th quick, 1:34.31. Cody Overton stays 4th, best lap of 12.997, and Dalton Wilson on lap number 2 stays 6th, 1:3.163 after 9 cars. Garrett Alberson, Mike Marlar, Dan Ebert, your top 3.
Up next, Dennis Erb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois, in the 28, the 6 of Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida, and the 5S of Steve Shepard, Super Shep out of New Berlin, Illinois. Dennis Erb Jr., the Vomac Truck Sales, Dundee Heating and Air Conditioning, VP Race Fuels, McBride Mac, Heisey Manufacturing, Clements Powered Rocket. Joined on Speedway by the 6 of Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida, Wilkerson Farms, Rescue Metal Framing, Impact Electrical Services, Natural Fragile X Foundation, Durham Powered Longhorn, and the 5S of Super Shep, Steve Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, the Valvoline Shepard Auto Sales and Salvage, Shep's Bar and Grill, Darren Wood and Sun Heating and Cooling, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket Chassis for Steve Shepard.
Dennis Erb Jr. is the current track record holder. His first lap, though, is going to be 10th quick, 1:35.30. Clay Harris, 9th, 1:33.44. And Stevie Shepard goes 12th fastest, 14.302. Lap number 2 for Dennis Erb Jr. Not as good, 11th, 1:35.30. Clay Harris not as good, 1:33.44. He's 9th. And Steve Shepard's second lap is a little better. He'll go to 11th, 13.505 after 12 cars. Garrett Alberson's 12.823 is still the time to beat.
Up next in New Waverly, Texas, Tyler Urban, the 1, the 93 of Hanover, Pennsylvania's Corey Lawler, and the 40B of Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida. Tyler Erb, the Best Performance Motorsports, Langen Felter Mechanical Contractors, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, Sunoco, Robert Speed Company, Clements Powered Rocket, 2 wins on the year for the defending Summer Nationals champion. The 93L of Corey Lawler, the Dryden Kaufman's Auto Clinic, Sunoco Racing, Fuels Pro Power Racing Engine, Poncho's Racing Products Entry for Car 93 of Corey Lawler, and the 40B of Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida, the Michael Lloyd Hauling and Distributing, Atomic Music Group, Race Car Engineering, LTX Home Builders, Clements Longhorn for Kyle Bronson.
Good lap for Turbo Ben, second quick, 12.846. Corey Lawler, 11th, 13.353. Kyle Bronson, good lap, fourth quick, 12.955. Turbo second lap, not as good, 12.846 is second quick. Here comes Corey Lawler across the line for lap number 2, not as good, 12th quick, 13.353. And Kyle Bronson's second lap, not as good. Bronson fourth with a 12.955. Turbo, the fastest in that group, Lincoln. He is second quick, 12.846.
Up next out of Dawsonville, Georgia, Donald McIntosh, the 79, the 1 of Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, and the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. out of Chandler, Arizona. Donald McIntosh, the Clements Power Double Nickel Race Car, Billy Hicks Racing, Colton Farms Racing, HH Auto Sales, and Lawson Trucking, all sponsors for the former Spring Nationals and Summer Nationals champion. Meanwhile, 5-time defending World of Outlaws champion Brandon Shepard, the Rocket One Racing, Valvoline Performance Grading, Swimmer Calf Ranches, Ace Metalworks, Franklin Enterprises, Durham Powered Rocket, a 2-time winner this year, and Ricky Thornton Jr., current Lucas Oil Limited Earth Series points leader, defending series champion for Earth Series and the Lucas Tour, and the Kohler Motorsports, Ultimate Towing and Recovering, Hoker Trucking, Elite Ready Mix, Clements Powered Longhorn for Ricky Thornton Jr.
Donald McIntosh, 11th. Brandon Shepard to the top of the leaderboard, and Ricky Thornton Jr. second quick. Lap number 2 for Dean Mackey, 11th quick, not bad, 13.189. Brandon Shepard second lap, 12.640 in the second lap for Ricky Thornton Jr. Not as good. Shake up atop the leaderboard, Lincoln. Now Brandon Shepard, your quick qualifier, 12.620. Ricky Thornton Jr. second quick. Garrett Alberson down to third.
Up next, Austin Howes out of Lewistown, Missouri in the 17A. The 09 of Michael Leach out of Sun River, Montana. And the 32 of Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. Austin Howes, the Howes Enterprises. On Track Fitness and Nutrition, 17 Racing, Durham Power, Rocket Chassis, XR1. Michael Leach out of Sun River, Montana. Cornet Lightning Powered Longhorn, Dust Pods, Bilstein, Willenbro Motorsports, Willow Ranch, Wagyu, and Hellraiser Jack sponsors on that race car. And Bobby Pierce. And the Low Voltage Solutions, Rio Grande Way Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Churchill Transport, Collins Brothers Towing, Fast One Speed Shop, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn.
Austin Howes, 6 quick men, 12.944, a great lap. Michael Leach, 17th quick. Bobby Pierce, 4th fastest on lap 1. What's Howes got for him on lap number 2? 7th quick, 12.944, his best lap. Second lap for Michael Leach, a little better, 16th, 1.3242. Second lap for Bobby Pierce, not as good. He will be 4th quick in Group A with a 12.836. And that is a wrap on Sunoco Race Fuels time trials for the first half of the field Group A. Bobby Pierce, 4th quick with a 12.836. Garrett Alberson, 3rd quick with a 12.823. Second fastest, Ricky Thornton Jr. with a 1.2.724. And Lincoln Speedway, your quick qualifier for the first half of the field with a 12.620 out of New Berlin, Illinois. How about it for Brandon Shepard?
Sheppy brought the heat on that one. Thornton Jr. in that set. He went second fastest. Alberson third. Man.
How about Austin Howes?
Wow,
a hat tip to him. Yep, great lap, 7th quick. Mike Norris, down to you.
Oh, they're going to do a droop check on him here. I was just getting ready to roll away. 14 years ago. We won't bring in, but we'll talk about James Essex, James's tour out there.
Yeah,
in, the Nalms tour back 14 years ago. Sheppy got a win to start off his career. Had a big win here at Lincoln Speedway. 6th in, he's had 6 big wins. Summer Nationals, Monster Midwest, remember that series? Oh yeah. Again, Sheppy a victor on there, and we'll see if we can get a word with him as he tries to go through droop check here.
I tell you what, racetrack, sometimes you can see that you don't want to go out late. Racetrack picked up there toward the end, and some guys really capitalized.
You know, I started wondering kind of in the middle there, right? The times dropped off a little bit for a few guys that we expected times to be better, and then Turbo went out, and at the time was 2nd quick, and a few others. But Pierce, the last car out, was 4th quick. Alberson came out early. He was 3rd quick. Should set the stage for some great heat races tonight. And as long as they pass Tech A-OK, Brandon Shepard and Garrett Alberson will be on the front row of Heat 1. Ricky Thornton Jr. and Bobby Pierce will be on the front row of Heat 2. Mike Norris, down to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Brandon Shepard, you're off to a pretty good start here. Quick time. Congratulations. How did it feel out there?
I felt awesome. You know, I love Lincoln Speedway and loved it. All my family and friends and fans get to come out and watch us here. So, so far, so good. Hopefully we can keep this pace up the rest of the night.
Well, I tell you what, guys, once again, 20 years ago, we got a big win with the Northern All-Stars in 2005. Can he do it again right here at Lincoln Speedway?
Lincoln Speedway, he can hear it. Let him hear it. Brandon Shepard, your Sunoco Race Fuels fast qualifier in Group A. He'll start on the pole of Heat 1. DJ, it is time for Sunoco Race Fuels Group B, and these will make up heat races 3 and 4. And we'll send them 3 at a time. Once again, your first 3 qualifiers will be Tyler Millwood out of Kingston, Georgia in the 31, the 18 of Shannon Babb out of Mowequa, Illinois, and Drake Troutman out of Hindman, Pennsylvania in the 22 star. Tyler Millwood, the competition racing equipment, Gray's Mobile Service, Sugar Rush, Penske, One Source Paint and Body, Millwood Plumbing, Durham Powered Rocket XR1, the 2017 Ultimate Late Model Series champion and Rookie of the Year. Meanwhile, Shannon Babb will be in this set. Shannon Babb and the Dynagro Seed, Petrov Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Getty Landscaping, Penske Racing, Shocks Entry, 4-time Summer Nationals champion, 2-time Dirt Track World champion, and tonight looking to get his first ever FloRacing Night in America victory in that Vic Hill powered Longhorn. The Dynagro Seed, Petrov Towing, Getty Landscaping, Donnelly Trucking race car. And they'll be joined by Drake Troutman out of Hyman, PA, the Team 22 Inc., Victory Circle Auto Sales, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Brickhouse Tavern, RFI Resources, Bilstein Cornet powered Longhorn. Currently 4th in the World of Outlaws standings and leading the Rookie of the Year battle for the World of Outlaws. He was last year's Lucas Oil Series Rookie of the Year. Getting everything set, we're just about ready to roll the first 3 cars, and right on cue, DJ, Georgia's Tyler Millwood makes his debut tonight at Lincoln, and he leads them to the Speedway.
As you mentioned, Ben, we've wiped the slate clean, so we start over again for the second half of the field for Group B. Doesn't mean they're not still gunning for Sheppy's overall quick time of 12.620 here in Sunoco Racefuel's time trials. Round 3 of FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. Third and final driver in this wave, the 22-star Drake Troutman, goes across the line. The first driver to trip the trigger is going to be the 31 and Tyler Millwood, 1.3.419. Shannon Babb, 1.3.149. And Drake Troutman, 1.3.134. That's the fastest of the first time around for that trio of drivers. Second lap for Tyler Millwood, better, 1.3.273. Second lap for Shannon Babb, not as good. He'll stand on a 1.3.149. Drake Troutman is the fastest driver in that trio in the 22-star. The early time to beat in Group B, 1.3.134.
Check out these next 3. It's going to be Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia in the 76, the 49, and Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia, and Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio in the 99. My goodness. Brandon Overton and the factory Longhorn, Rick's Fiber Nap Auto Parts, Carco Southern, Dude Wipes, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Clements Powered Race Car. 3 wins this year for that driver. Jonathan Davenport, last night's feature winner, a 5-time winner overall. The Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bilstein, ASC Warranty, Donna Grow Seed, Lucas Oil Products, Clements Powered Longhorn, and the 99 of Devin Moran and the Clements Powered Longhorn, Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, Bilstein Millwood Plumbing, McHugh Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and Phillips CPA, all sponsors for Devin Moran.
Brandon Overton to the top of the leaderboard on his first lap. Jonathan Davenport fourth quick. And now Devin Moran with the time to beat, lap number 2. Brandon Overton not as good. He'll be second quick right now, 12.904. Second lap time, Davenport got a little high coming off corner number 4. 1.3.197 his best lap. He is fifth quick. Devin Moran second lap not as good, doesn't matter. Devin Moran now the time to beat after 6 cars in Group B with a 1.2.744.
Up next, Guy Taylor out of Springfield, Illinois in the GT1, the 25 of Jason Fager out of Bloomington, Illinois, and the 15 of Clay Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Guy Taylor, the Illinois National Bank, Riverton Party Store, Allgaier Performance, Wrench Trucking, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket Chassis GT1, the 25 car of Jason Fager, the Titan Industries, SC Online Cells, Bilstein, Northeast Fabrication, Outpace Racing Products, Clements Powered Longhorn, 2 wins this year for that driver in car 25, and the 15 of Clay Stuckey, the Clements Powered Black Diamond, Lucas Oil, Advanced Powder Coating, Maury Transport, FiberTech, Lazy Cutting, and ProGlow, all sponsors for 2-time winner this year in Clayton Stuckey.
Guy Taylor is going to be 6th quick his first time around. Jason Fager's first lap is 3rd quick, and Clay Stuckey goes 4th fastest on lap 1. Lap number 2 for Guy Taylor, running with the Mars Series this year. 8th quick, 1.3.267 is his best lap. Jason Fager's best lap time, 3rd quick, 1.2.936, and Clay Stuckey will be 4th fastest with a 1.2.977 after 9 cars. Devin Moran, Brandon Overton, Jason Fager are your top 3.
Up next, out of Chatham, Illinois, Brian Shirley in the 3S, Rob Sanders out of Bakersfield, California in the 10N, and the 9 of Nick Hoffman out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Brian Shirley, the Bob Cullen Racing, Hoker Trucking, Thompson Express, VP Racing Fuels, J&E Construction, J&J Ventures, and Game Durham Powered Longhorn. 1 win this year that came at Springfield Raceway. Rob Sanders, the veteran out of Bakersfield, California, the West Coast Boring, Citizen Suspension, Mystique Tanning Salon, and HSR Equipment, all sponsors on the Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn for Rob Sanders. And Nick Hoffman, the Ty Torrig Racing, NOS Energy Drink, Holdren Incorporated, CW Trucking, Petrov Towing, One Wolf Petroleum, Women's Powered Longhorn. 2 wins this year for the driver from the World of Outlaws Tour, currently 2nd in their standings, Nick Hoffman.
Rob Sanders goes 11th quick. Brian Shirley is 5th. Nick Hoffman is 6th on lap number 1. Lap number 2 for the 3S of Brian Shirley. Not as good. He'll stay 5th. 1.3.109. Second lap time for Rob Sanders. Stays 12th. 1.3.974. And Nick Hoffman better on lap 2. He bumps up to 5th fastest, 1.3056 after 12 cars. Devin Moran still the time to beat, 12.744.
Up next out of College Grove, Tennessee, the 81 of Jason Riggs, the 19R of Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa, and the 75 of Mike McKinney out of Plainfield, Illinois. Jason Riggs and the Riggs Fiber, VG Performance, Andy's Towing, Dude Wipes, Triune Flat, and Box Trucks, Best One Tire and Auto Company, Clements Powered Longhorn, 1 win this year for that driver. Meanwhile, in car 19R, that'll be the Cooney Racing, Allen Seamless Gutters, Oker Trucking, Wells Motorsports, Carl Chevrolet, Bilstein Performance Body, J. Dickens Powered Infinity for Ryan Gustin. 2 wins on the year for that driver. And Mike McKinney and the Adam Family Racing, Mobilization funding, Justin L. Langdon Electrical Contractors, Arlen Enterprises, Cornet Powered Longhorn. 2 wins this year for Mike McKinney.
How about the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, 5th quick on lap number 1. Mike McKinney goes 13th fastest his first time around. Checkered flags out for Jason Riggs. He was 14th on lap 1. He'll stay 14th, 1:36.11. Gustin stays 5th, best lap 12:994, and Mike McKinney bumps up a couple spots. He is 13th with a 1:33.18. Been a handful of drivers left in Group B. They're all gunning for Devin Moran's lap time of 12:744.
Up next, Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois in the 38J. The 99 junior of Frankfort, Illinois' Frank Heckenus Jr. and Lincolnton, North Carolina's Carson Ferguson. Your next 3 qualifiers. Jake Little in the Brandt's Professional Agriculture, Tammy's Treasures and Antiques, Rick's Fiber, All-American Handyman, and more. Pro Power Racing Engine, actually a Durham, I believe, under the hood of that Rocket XR1, and joined on the Speedway by the 99 junior of Frank Heckenus Jr. and the Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, Source Scores USA, Indy You Pull It, DirtOval66.com, Petrov Towing, Capital Signs, and Junior Hauling as we get a little debris off the racetrack. And your third car in this set will be Lincolnton, North Carolina's Carson Ferguson. And he's in the Longhorn chassis by Wesley Page. Clements Power Plant under the hood, Paylor Motorsports, Hoopaw Grading Company, Franklin Enterprises, Live Oak Family Dentistry, Boone HVAC, Coleman Farms Racing. Entry for Carson Ferguson. Your next 3 qualifiers, they're all trying to get to Devin Moran with a 12.744.
And after this pit, just 3 drivers up to qualify, and Jake Little just shoved that nose right in to the cushion down in turns 3 and 4. So Jake Little probably not going to like his first lap. He'll see if he can gather up a head full of steam and get a better run here on lap number 2. Moran, Overton, Fager, and Stuckey right now, your top 4 qualifiers. Little will be 14th on lap 1. Frankie now goes 14th. Carson Ferguson is 11th. Lap number 2 for Jake Little, got a much better run. Runner-up at Fairbury last Saturday night. Second lap time is much better. 10th quick, 1:3.171. Frank Heckenus Jr. bumps up to 13th with a 1:3.229. Carson Ferguson will be 12th. His best lap, 1:3.210. 3 drivers left to qualify here tonight. Devin Moran, Brandon Overton, Jason Fager are your top 3.
Up next out of Bakersfield, California, Ethan Dotson of a 74X, the 25 of Dakota Ewing out of Warrensburg, Illinois, and Ryan Miller from right here in Lincoln, Illinois. Ethan Dotson, ASD Motorsports, Azio, Jarrett Rifles, BK Grading and Paving, American Racing Pro Series, Torco Racing Wheels, Clements Powered Longhorn, 1 win on the year. That came with the World of Outlaws at Farmer City Raceway. The 25 car of Dakota Ewing, BMF Race Car 604 Power, and the J&S Hauling, MTZ Realty Service, Hazel's Hauling 25, in the 11 of Ryan Miller out of Lincoln, Illinois. The Brandon SQ Racing, Bill's Tire and Auto, Bennett Funeral Home, Rocket Chassis for Ryan Miller.
Ethan Dotson, 7th quick, been on lap number 1. A good lap for him. Dakota Ewing is 20th quick, and Ryan Miller is 21st. Let's see what Dotson's got for him on lap number 2. He stays 7th quick, 1:3.106. A pair of crate engines underneath the hood of your final 2 qualifiers. Dakota Ewing going to stay 20th, best lap 1:4.613, and Ryan Miller will stay 21st. His best lap is a 1:5.233, and that is unofficially a wrap on Sunoco Race Fuels time trials here tonight. In Group B, 4th quick was Clay Stuckey with a 1:2.977. Great run for the Shreveport, Louisiana driver. 3rd quick, Jason Fager looking to turn things around tonight at 12.936. Brandon Overton is 2nd quick with a 1:2.904. And Lincoln Speedway fastest in Group B out of Dresden, Ohio, the 99 of Devin Moran with a lap of 1:2.744. If those lap times hold up, it'll be Devin Moran and Jason Fager starting on the front row of heat race number 3. Brandon Overton and Clay Stuckey will be on the front row of heat race number 4.
Tell you what, qualifying at Lincoln, entertaining, and they're going to go down and knock that curb down just a little bit. We have just a little bit of a pause in the calls before opening ceremonies.
I see Mike Norris down there close to Devin Moran. Mike, you going to grab a word from the driver that was fastest in Group B?
Yep, thank you, DJ. We're letting some cars clear out so we can hear them. You went a little, last night, ran a little hot, I read, and motor change. I think that maybe was the difference, give it a little bit more horsepower.
Definitely helped. You know, I felt like my car's been really good, just haven't been qualifying quite where we need to, and that obviously was some of it. So put the Clements in the night, and it was flawless. You know, this is, out of all week, I feel like this is my worst track. So we're definitely starting off way better than what we normally do here, but these heat races can be pretty chaotic. So just got to get through 10-lap heat and see what happens.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Fastest in Group 2. How about it for Devin Moran?
Devin, fast time in Group B, fast time in Group A, and overall Sunoco Racefields qualifying. Brandon Shepard, they're going to get their cars ready for heat race action. Now's a great time to grab something to eat or drink. Check out all these great vendors. We're going to step aside and thank some marketing partners. We'll be right back to Lincoln Speedway FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Don't go anywhere.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Dave Poske's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and the entire country since 1978. Our staff consists of fellow racers and crew members who combine for over 100 years of experience in the racing industry. Poske's is also the home to Hoosier Tire Ohio Valley and Octane Race Products. We have what you need when you need it and ship nationwide daily. Visit us in Parkersburg, West Virginia, or online at Poske.com.
I'll just put it this way, we'll be back. With the hard work of Mark Richards and all the people at Rocket, we'll be back.
Your opening night winner at East Bay Raceway Park is going to be Tyler Erb. The Ashton winner gets it done on a Tuesday night at East Bay.
But it's going to be the Reaper out of Marshalltown, Iowa. His first career win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Series.
And it's going to be Hudson O'Neal getting his first win. Back-to-back winner at East Bay Raceway Park.
Hudson O'Neal wins it. $40,000 later, Alligator. Hudson O'Neal wins it at one.
I have terrible vision. I got hooked up with Deathridge, and being able to see when you're racing is pretty important. Glare is somewhat of a big deal, and with these, there's really no glare at all. They just fit really well. They don't go over your ear, they just go straight around your head. Full believer in them. I feel like they help a lot compared to what I'm used to. I have nothing but good to say about them.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists at Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's gotta be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to night number 3 of FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota here at Lincoln Speedway.
Check this out for those. They're delivering the green and checkered flags that are going to be used tonight for tonight's FloRacing Night in America program. Chief Starter Andrew Ingram. What a cool sight this is. Something a little bit different here tonight at Lincoln Speedway. Of course, the Air Evac Life Team Air Ambulance Service out of Decatur, Illinois, dropping off the flags that'll be waving here in heat race action coming up here in a little bit. As track preparations go on as well before we lead off tonight's racing program with our FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota late model heat race events.
Well, how about that, man? That is cool, and I got to be honest with you. I have seen a lot of things at a lot of racetracks over my time. I don't think I have ever seen the green and checkered flags delivered to the center of the racetrack by a helicopter.
Definitely a different flair on things as we're going to get things set moments away from opening ceremonies here tonight at Lincoln Speedway. Great night, fantastic crowd.
As the Air Evac Life Team takes off, give them a hand. Lincoln Speedway dropping off tonight's flags to start off our festivities. How cool is that? And as they take off, we'll ask everybody who is able to please rise and remove your coverings as we'll go into tonight's invocation. Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful evening here in Central Illinois. We thank you for this wonderful facility here at Lincoln Speedway. We thank you for all the people involved with the FloRacing Night in America series and everybody with Track Enterprises, Bob Sargent, Adam Mackey, and everybody on the staff here. We just ask for your hand of protection and safety among all the drivers, the crew members, all the team members, and all these great fans that are here in attendance tonight. It's through your Son, Jesus Christ, that we're able to be here through his sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice that forgives all of our sins. We ask that you just continue to be as awesome as you always are. And all together, the people of Lincoln Speedway said, Amen. And with our national anthem, it's Lincoln's own Leslie Bennett.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about that, Leslie Bennett, your national anthem? Lincoln Speedway, DJ, I'm going to steal your thunder here a little bit. Lincoln Speedway, are you ready? I think you can do a little bit better than that. I want them to hear you all the way back at the Air Ambulance Depot in Decatur. Lincoln Speedway, are you ready for FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota? Ben, DJ, this crowd is raucous and ready to go. Up to you. We'll get the lineup for the first heat race for FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota.
Well, DJ Kitty's on the chip tonight, man. He is fired up, and rightfully so.
Even need me here.
Oh, my
Patrick
goodness.
Davis. He can pray, he can sing, he's already more talented than I am. How cool was the helicopter, man?
My favorite part admittedly is when it took off. It looked like a video game with the sun and setting behind it. That was fantastic. It was gorgeous.
We need to talk to the folks at Fairbury Speedway about maybe doing something like that.
I mean, Matt Curl's here, part of the staff tonight. Why
Yeah,
not?
check. Hold on, guys. Wait a minute.
Norris.
We have already had a helicopter landing at Fairbury, and it came at exactly the wrong time. So it was planned, and it was awesome, just like tonight. But we've had it, we've done it, and it was awesome, but just timing was a little off. You can ask Matt about it later.
If we could just let Matt Curl know that his announcer, Mike Norris, threw him the facility
under
under the bus.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right. That's your
Matt
own
Curl-
probation again, Norris.
Matt Curl is dead to me if he doesn't shoot off fireworks for the first 10 laps of the A main on
We've
Saturday.
had 9 laps and 7 laps
Hey,
so far.
by
this
the
week,
way,
Norris.
there's fireworks down here, so
Yeah, let's
be ready.
keep them till after. Let's keep them till after. That was, I tell you what, we've seen some things this week, DJ. It's been a wild week, and right now they've gone out, they bladed the curb down, they're rolling it in. We've got Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race 1 sitting in staging. And I tell you what, Tiffany, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and throw that lineup up on the board and tell you who's going to be starting where in this first 10-lap heat of the night. The winner of this one is going to start on the pole position for tonight's 50-lap, $20,000 to win Grouse Chevrolet Showdown at Lincoln Speedway. And on the pole, it's going to be tonight's Sunoco Race Fuels Fast Qualifier, Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, in car number 1, into his outside, all the way from Las Cruces, New Mexico, the 58 of Garrett Alberson.
Row 2 on the inside out of New Waverly, Texas, and the Best Performance Motorsports number 1, that's going to be Turbo Tyler Erb. And on his outside out of Lewistown, Missouri, great qualifying effort for the driver in the 17A, that's Austin Howes.
Starting inside of row 3, it's Dan Ebert out of Lakeshore, Minnesota, and car 60 into his outside from Watertown, New York, car 9 for Tim McCready.
We move back to row number 4 on the inside. We find a driver making his first ever appearance here at the Lincoln Speedway in the 79 out of Dawsonville, Georgia. That is going to be Donald McIntosh, and on his outside out of St. Charles, Missouri in the 11G, it's Gordy Gundaker.
Moving back to inside of row 5, driver trying to get some momentum in his corner this year. It's the 6 from Jupiter, Florida. It's Clay Harris. And starting to his outside, local standout out of Lincoln, Illinois, Miles Moose in the 84. And on the back row, Dennis Erb Jr. I think we jinxed him. We talked about the momentum he's built over the past month. And Dennis Erb Jr., the winner of this event back in 2022, DJ, finds himself starting in position number 11 as the grader knocking down the last little bit of the curb here on a Thursday night. So I tell you what, we're going to roll in the top side of this racetrack. We're going to step aside really fast. Thanks some great marketing partners. When we come back, it's time to race here at Lincoln. We'll be right back on FloRacing.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Since 1978, Twig Manufacturing has been the leader in high-performance power steering. Employee-owned and built in the USA, we proudly deliver the best in-class steering equipment. With constant innovation and development, we push performance to the next level because champions demand the best. When precision matters and performance counts, trust the experts. Sweet Manufacturing. Let us turn your wheels.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
For 45 years of experience, Buzzy Racing has mastered the art of drivetrain specialties, spanning from dirt to asphalt tracks. You're not just a customer, but a valued member of our family. embraced by the tradition and passion embedded in every Buzzy build. We cover everything from rebuilding and selling drivetrain components, offering custom Buzzy parts, steering box services, and ensuring top-notch maintenance and support for braking systems. We are committed to excellence in helping racers maintain a competitive edge on the track. Get it Buzzy built.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lincoln Speedway in Lincoln, Illinois for round 3 of Illinois Speed Week, FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Dustin Jarrett and Ben Shelton in the booth, Mike Norris in the infield, and Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race number 1 is on the racetrack. Ben, we gave them the starting lineup just before the break. 10 laps will be the distance. Top four will transfer. Again, 10 laps the distance. How many fans at Lincoln are pulling for Brandon Sheppard? How many folks think it's going to be Garrett Alberson? Green flag waves this time over in turn number 4.
10 laps the distance. Integra Shocks and Springs Heat 1 underway. Sheppy, let us drift up high right in front of Alberson. Alberson turns back down the hill. Howes rides in third. Oh, man, Tyler Earp slams the door on McCready. Battle for 4th. But lap 1, score it to Brandon Sheppard.
And look at Austin Howes getting racy down to the inside of the 58 of Garrett Alberson. That's the battle for the 2nd spot. Alberson going to try to keep the momentum on the high side. Tyler Earp right now in the final transfer in 4th. Behind him, Dan Ebert and Tim McCready go wheel to wheel for 5th. Turbo to 3rd, Ben.
Racetrack's really good right now. Ebert and McCready back there throwing haymakers each other for 5th. Meanwhile, Howes right up in front of Tyler Earp. 4 cars going after 2 transfer spots from 3rd on back.
Yeah, while that battle from 3rd rages on, that's allowed the lead duo to stretch out their advantage. The 1 of Brandon Sheppard, the 58 of Garrett Alberson pulling away as Dan Ebert just rolled into the final transfer spot.
And Dan Ebert having his best show of the week right now. He's up into the 4th and final transfer. Howes now loses another spot to McCready out front as we work lap 5 of this 10-lap affair. It continues to be Brandon Sheppard, and he is driving away as we got a little debris possibly flying out of the front straightaway. It's out of the racing groove. We'll stay clean and green with Brandon Sheppard halfway. It's a piece of plastic, and we know Sargent won't let you throw a caution for that one.
5 down, 5 to go in this one as Austin Howes off the pace here on the front straightaway. He's going to go outside to the horse track. We stay green flag racing, and Brandon Sheppard, Ben, I didn't know it was possible to get a 2-second lead.
But he just had trouble. Something happened to Sheppy off of 2. Oh my goodness, and the Midwest Sheet Metal caution will fly as Brandon Sheppard with trouble in turn 2. And looks like something maybe awry on the right rear of that race car. Yeah, right rear flat on the 1 car. Oh man, what a tough break there. As Brandon Sheppard had a 2-second lead. Mike Norris, Sheppy with a flat right rear tire.
Yeah, maybe some of the debris, which you guys didn't catch. Austin Howes got into the back of Tim McCready. McCready got underneath him in 3 and 4, and Howes absolutely hammered the rear end of Tim McCready, and he got a bunch of front end damage. That's where the debris came from, and I'm wondering if maybe something wasn't on the track, and unfortunately Sheppard cut that right rear. The team's going to work back there.
Man, they go to work on it. What a heartbreaker. Well, that puts, we're out checking around to see if we see anything on the racetrack. That puts Garrett Alberson into the lead back in 2nd. You see the Rocket 1 team going to work on that right rear tire. That moves Tyler Erb up to 2nd, Dan Ebert in 3rd, Tim McCready in 4th.
And Gordy Gundaker, that'll be the first car out of a transfer. He started 8th. He will be in the 5th spot. So 6 laps are scored. That means 4 laps will be remaining. Brandon Sheppard, my goodness, he will go to the tail end of the field. And Ben, the Dethridge Opticians Choose Cone has made its way to the front stretch.
That's right. Dan Ebert will go low. McCready's going to stay high right now. We'll hold serve as expected for the lineup for this restart. Oh my goodness, what a heartbreak for Brandon Sheppard. Yes, Mike Norris.
Yeah, how about these the guys you know, that are racing hard that don't always make every show that we go to? We talk about Austin Howes. He was so close. He was passing for 2nd at one time tonight. But how about it for Dan Ebert in 60? He's done a lot of testing. He's had a lot of speed out there in Iowa with the Mars Championship Series. So good to see you know, the 60 up there and see if he can put it in the show here tonight.
100% as we get everybody sorted out, and we've got the 1 car Sheppard back out of the hot pit.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben, and I'm going to stand corrected. We had the Dethridge Opticians Choose Cone on the track, but it was a fully completed lap on lap 6. So 6 down, 4 to go.
So it'll be a single file restart.
Yes, sir.
So the Dethridge Opticians Choose Cone comes out up to a halfway point of any prelim and the feature the whole way. So we do stay single file. We'll see if Brandon Sheppard can pick off a few spots. 6 down, 4 to go, and it's up to Garrett Alberson to get back on the loud pedal. He'll do so. We're back underway.
They bottle up a little bit now in turns 3 and 4 as we go back to green flag racing. Now Gordy Gundaker are going to look down to the inside of Tim McCready in a battle for the 4th spot. McCready, though, going to hang on to that position for the time being. Keep your eyes on Brandon Shepard here on the ground as he tries to work his way back through the field. Ben, here comes Tyler Erb.
Tyler Erb looks to the inside of Alberson, can't get there. Now here comes Ebert again, having his best run of the week. He goes after Tyler Erb. Back in the 4th spot, it's McCready, 4th and final transfer. 8 down, 2 to go in Integra Shocks and Springs heat race number 1.
High side, the place to be right now, and just as we say that, Turbo looks low on your race leader down in 1 and 2, and that actually allows Dan
Alberson
Ebert
had
to
trouble.
gain ground.
Alberson trouble in 3 and 4, gets his feet back under him, and now the Allgaier Performance 1 to go. Here comes Tyler Erb. Alberson much better out of 2.
Yeah, Tyler Erb slipped up the racetrack, might open the door for Dan Ebert. Checkered flag in the air. The winner of Integra Shocks and Springs heat race number 1 is going to be Garrett Alberson. 2nd goes to Tyler Erb. 3rd to Dan Ebert. 4th will go to Tim McCready.
Coming home in 5th, Gordy Gundaker, Erb, McIntosh, Shepard, Moose, Harris, Hauser Best heads off to a B main. So your 4th and final transfer out of Watertown, New York, Tim McCready in the number 9. 3rd will go to Lakeshore, Minnesota's Dan Ebert in the 62nd to Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas. And your winner out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, Garrett Alberson, the Low Voltage Solution, Roberts Motorsports, Romer Machine and Welding, Titan Racing Products, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bill's Sports Shop, Midwest Sheet Metal Clements, Powered Longhorn number 58. He will head down to Vasquez, and we're going to hit the lineup real quick for K1 Race Gears heat number 2.
It's making its way on the track. The pole sitter, and this one's going to be the driver out of Chandler, Arizona in the 20 RT. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. Oh my, and on his outside out of Oakwood, Illinois in the 32, the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce.
Row number 2 will be Mike Marlar out of Winfield, Tennessee in the 157, and the 40B of Kyle Bronson from Brandon, Florida.
Cody Overton's going to start inside row 3 in the Black Deuce. On his outside, the 18D out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Big Perm, Dalton Wilson.
And your final 4 starters will be Ryan Unziker out of El Paso in the 24, the 09 of Michael Leach out of Montana, and your back row, Corey Lawler in the 93, and Steve Shepard in the 5S. Let's head down to Mike Norris.
Garrett Alberson, 2 wins on the season. A scary moment there with 2 to go, but you corrected it, held him off. You're off to a good start. Congrats.
Yeah, I hate that for Shep. He was definitely really fast right there. A little luck for us, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, this car's a little tricky to drive. Track's really tricky to drive like it always is, and yeah, hopefully we can keep us up front.
Ladies and gentlemen, who wins heat 1? How about it for Garrett Alberson?
And that means he is going to start on the pole from this evening for this evening's 50-lap, $20,000 to win main event. Who is going to start in position number 3 in tonight's 50-lapper? Well, it's the winner of this one, K1 Race Gear Heat number 2. Again, 10 laps the distance. The top 4 transfer to tonight's A main. RTJ and BP 32 lead them to the green.
Ricky Thornton Jr. with a hole shot off into 1 and 2. Pierce will head up top. Thornton slides up the racetrack. He leads him off of 2. Pierce leads him down the back straightaway from 2nd on back with Bronson in tow. Marlar there as well.
The 2 winningest drivers in the country at the front of this field. At the end of lap number 1, it's RTJ over Bobby Pierce. Side by side for the final transfer spot as Mike Marlar looks to take it away from Cody Overton. Overton battles back to the outside. They race right into your living room. Cody Overton tries to throw a slider on Kyle Bronson.
Oh, wow. That was tight corners. No harm, no foul. We stay green. Thornton leads the way. Pearson 2nd, Bronson 3rd, and now Marlar's got his hands full as he's got Overton looking to the inside of him. That's the battle for the 4th and final transfer. Cody Overton down low, Marlar up top. Marlar holds the spot. Super Shep bounces off the concrete. We'll stay green.
Yeah, green flag remains out. Super Shep, though, with damage on the 5S. He is going to pull off the racetrack. His heat race is done. Back out front in this one, Ben. 4 laps going up on the pylon in the infield. Ricky Thornton Jr. remains out front, and Bobby Pierce has a handful of Kyle Bronson.
That's right. Kyle Bronson's been fast all week in the 40B, and he goes to work on the 32 car. Meanwhile, Thornton Jr. 6/10 of a second his lead last time by this time by 5/10 of a second, and Cody Overton sideways at the top of 4. DJ, what happened?
Yeah, Cody Overton just got too high coming off corner number 4, and he hit that concrete Jersey barrier a ton. The car actually upset just a little bit on 2 wheels momentarily before settling back down on all 4s. And man, that's a tough break because he was running just outside, or actually was running right there battling for a transfer spot when he got too high coming off corner number 4. Take a look at the Dave Poske's Performance Parts speed shot to see what happened here to Cody Overton. Keep your eyes on him, the 5th car in line.
Oh, man, he hit that a ton.
Sure did.
He just got over that curb straight into that wall, and MD3 instant replay. Tiffany, can we roll that back one more time as we get them lined up under caution? It will be a single file restart. We are at the halfway mark, so it will not be a Deathridge Opticians choose cone. And we'll take one more look. MD3 instant replay, and Cody Overton catches this concrete a ton off the corner. You see the top of your screen, and boom, man, hard lick. Well, DJ, lights are out. It's up to Ricky Thornton Jr. to get back on the loud pedal here in K1 Race Gear Heat 2. 5 down, 5 to go. Top 4 to the feature. Winner will start third here tonight.
Yeah, Ricky Thornton Jr. has been your leader since the drop of the green flag, looking to stay out front and keep one of the best from the land of Lincoln. Behind him, it's Bobby Pierce. Pierce goes low in 1 and 2, and that gives Kyle Bronson a good run on the outside.
Man, Bronson, a good run to the inside now as Thornton bobbles just a little bit on the cushion, gets things back collected, and he'll pull away. 4 car lengths at the line. Pearson second. Bronson third. Marlar heads down low. The top's been good, but a few guys are venturing to the low side of this quarter mile oval.
Yeah, Mike Marlar continues kind of creep a nose down to the inside, especially down in turns 1 and 2. He's just unable to get enough steam coming off quarter number 2 to make anything happen. Now 3 laps to go in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2, and Ricky Thornton Jr. ever so slightly stretching out his advantage as Pierce gets high in a 4.
Yeah, Pierce almost got into the wall, able to pull off. Bronson closes back in him. DJ, we're inside of 2 to go. Thornton's lead has ballooned to 1.2 seconds. Marlar in the 4th and final transfer. Dalton Wilson on the outside looking in.
As well as Ryan Untinger. Allgaier Performance 1 to go for Ricky Thornton Jr. in the Kohler Motorsports 20 RT as he tiptoes around the top side of this quarter mile oval. A 1.3 second advantage for the Chandler, Arizona driver as he comes off quarter number 4. It'll be Ricky Thornton Jr. getting the win in K1 Race Gear. Heat race number 2. Second goes to Bobby Pierce. Kyle Bronson finishes third, and the final transfer belongs to the 157 of Mike Marlar.
Coming home in the 4th and final transfer out of Winfield, Tennessee, the 157 of Mike Marlar. Third will go to Brandon, Florida's Kyle Bronson. Second to Oakwood, Illinois' Bobby Pearson. Your winner, hailing out of Chandler, Arizona, Ricky Thornton Jr., the Kohler Motorsports, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Hoker Trucking, Coleman Farms Racing, Knights Companies, Elite Ready Mix, Capital Waste, Bilstein and Certified Inspection Services, Clements Powered Longhorn. He will go after his 8th career win tonight from position number 3. He makes his way to Vasquez, and while he wraps up things down there, let's tell you who's going to start where in Buzzy Racing Heat number 3.
Your pole sitter in this one is going to be the driver that was quickest in Group B out of Dresden, Ohio, the 99 of Devin Moran, and on his outside out of Bloomington, Illinois, the 25 is Jason Fager.
Inside of row 2 out of Marshalltown, Iowa, the Reaper, Ryan Gustin in the 19R, and the 74X of Ethan Dotson out of Bakersfield, California.
Third row inside, the 22 star out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania, the 19-year-old Drake Troutman, and on his outside runner-up at Fairbury last weekend, the 38J is Jake Little.
And then it's going to be Carson Ferguson and Guy Taylor in row 4.
Row number 5 is Mike McKinney and Rob Sanders. Ryan Miller going to start shotgun on the field in Buzzy Racing Products. Heat race number 3 will send it down to Mike Norris for a sweet manufacturing interview with RTJ.
In search of win number 9. What a difference a night makes. Here you are, going to start up front here tonight for a chance at $20,000. Congratulations on a big heat race win, Ricky.
Thank you, yeah. These field of cars, you really can't be off at all. That's all I was yesterday. Just wasn't good enough early in the night, and it really hurt us. I felt like we had a good car in the feature. Just hard to kind of go anywhere. I feel like tonight's going to be pretty good. The curb's already on the wall. So last lap, I actually went to the bottom in 3 and 4. I'm not sure it isn't a little bit better down there. So hopefully have a good start here in the feature and stay somewhere up front.
Well, he's just leading into my next question. We'll keep our eyes on turns 3 and 4 down there. They've been going to 1 and 2. Looks like they're getting ready to start out of 3 and 4. DJ, Ben, here we go.
This is Buzzy Racing Products Heat 3. We go green on everything. Off into turns 1 and 2. The winner of this one starts outside front row, and Devin Moran jumps to the lead.
Yeah, once again, 10 laps the distance. Top 4 transfer. They thought about 3 wide for the second spot, and they're near the end of the back straightaway and thought better of it. Moran out front. The end of lap number 1, Ryan Gustin over Fager for second. Ethan Dotson running 4th.
And you heard Ricky say that bottom was starting to come in. We'll see if anybody can capitalize here. As you see Ethan Dotson to the inside of Jason Fager. Battle for third. Fager holds the spot up top. Meanwhile, out front, Devin Moran over Ryan Gustin, Jason Fager, and Ethan Dotson.
Yeah, they're really fanning out side by side a lot down in turns 1 and 2, but mostly behind that lead quartet. Again, the top 4 transferring Carson Ferguson working hard to make the bottom work in that Donald and Gina Bradshaw owned Paylor Motorsports number 93.
Yeah, he's got Drake Trout Troutman right there behind him. 2 guys trying to get into the show here tonight. And Ferguson started back in 7th, runs in 5th. He's got his hands full, though, as now Troutman's going to take it away from him. And Troutman sets on his sights on the battle as Dotson full send down in 1 and 2. Fager turns back down the hill. What a battle for 3rd. Here comes Troutman to join the battle.
Got his good old-fashioned slider fest here at Lincoln Speedway on an Illinois bull ring, and here comes Troutman. He wants to join the party. 3 cars battling for just a couple transfer spots. Carson Ferguson going to make it 4. This all happens behind the lead duo of Devin Moran and Ryan Gustin.
Yeah, out front right now. Devin Moran, your leader. Gustin reeling him in a little bit. We're past the halfway mark, working lap 7. Back in 3rd, Ethan Dotson has driven away from Jason Fager. Now Fager's got to keep a couple of youngsters behind him. Fager has the final transfer, but Troutman's right there, and he's bringing Ferguson to the party.
Yeah, here comes Drake Troutman on the inside. Here comes Chris Ferguson on the inside, and here comes Jake Little on the outside. On the right side of your screen, 4 cars battling for the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, on the left side of your screen, Moran comes around with 2 to go.
Troutman around. I'm not sure what happened, but the 22 goes around, and that will draw a Midwest sheet metal caution with 8 laps complete. And Drake Troutman had fought tooth and nail, and I am not sure. I didn't see what happened, DJ, did you?
No, I didn't either. I was actually watching the battle up front because to the point you made the lap before, Ryan Gustin had closed Devin Moran's lead down to 0.5 of a second.
Right.
We do have a look, though, at the MD3 5-star instant replay to see what happened to the driver of GR Smith's 22-star Drake Troutman.
Oh, man, that that infield obviously elevated, and sometimes it bites, and it bit right there, and it grabbed Troutman. Here's a view from the drone. And big question, how did Carson Ferguson, wow, what a job by Carson to avoid contact and keep going. Well, I'll tell you what, 8 laps down, 2 to go. Devin has led throughout. Gustin has got better and better, and you got to wonder, is there a big slider for Ryan Gustin, or is he happy to be in that 2nd spot?
I don't know. All great questions. All great questions. And before we go back to green, I think we have one more different angle of the replay here as to what happens. We'll throw it to our MD3 5-star instant replay. Coming into your living room is the 22-star.
Adam Marks catches that great shot, Adam. And how did Carson Ferguson get around that? Well, Devin Moran leads the way. Ryan Gustin 2nd. Ethan Dotson 3rd. Fager 4th. 2 laps remain, and we're back underway. Top 4 to the feature. Winner outside front row.
Yeah, that masterful job of driving by Carson Ferguson may be the ticket he needs to work his way into the show as he continues to utilize the inside of the racetrack. He'll now try to work by the 25 of Jason Fager. Coming around bend to the Allgaier performance. 1 to go.
Yeah, and it was almost like during that caution, that bottom not as good on the restart, as Moran is going to pull away down the back straightaway. Final time into turns 3 and 4, and Devin Moran leads throughout, and he takes the checkered flag in Buzzy Racing Heat Race 3. Coming home in 2nd, Ryan Gustin. 3rd will go to Ethan Dotson. Jason Fager, your 4th and final transfer. And then it's going to be Ferguson, McKinney, Little, Taylor, Sanders, Troutman, and Miller, your rundown.
So the 4th and final transfer goes to Jason Fager. 3rd is going to go to Ethan Dotson. 2nd goes to Ryan Gustin. And the winner of Buzzy Racing Products Heat Race number 3 in that Roger Sellers Double Down Motorsports, Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, Smoky Mountain Speedway, C&W Trucking, Red Oak Pub, Car Source Auto, Millwood Plumbing, McHugh, Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Phillips CPA, Holland Haskell's number 99. How about a round of applause for Devin Moran?
All right, he's going to head to Vasquez. That means we're going to give you the lineup for Ibach Springs Heat Race number 4 for the 4 starting spot here tonight. On the pole, it's Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia in the 76, and to his outside, the 15 of Clay Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
Row 2 on the inside out of Mooresville, North Carolina. The 9 is Nick Hoffman, and on his outside out of Chatham, Illinois, the 3S is Squirrel, Brian Shirley.
Row 3 is a good one. It's Shannon Babb out of Moweaqua, Illinois in the 18, and the 49 of last night's winner, Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia.
Out of Frankfort, Illinois, Frank Heckenus Jr. rolls from the 7th starting spot. Alongside him, the 31, Kingston, Georgia's Tyler Millwood.
And your back row will be Jason Riggs out of College Grove, Tennessee in the 81, and the 25 of Dakota Ewing from Warrensburg, Illinois. Mike Norris, let's head up with the Heat Race 3 winner, Devin Moran.
Yeah, big smile on his face in search of win number 7. Perfect on the night. Fast qualifier, big Heat Race win. How'd it feel out there, Devin?
Really good, but definitely starting to get treacherous off of 4. Like the cushion's down, but you're going over it. But yeah, it's just really fast right now. I don't really know what it's going to be like for the feature, but just hopefully we can keep this thing up front.
How about at Lincoln Speedway for Devin Moran?
Devin Moran. Ben, go ahead.
I was going to say, DJ, he said earlier, he told Norris that this is the weakest of the 4 tracks for him. He's won at Fairbury for sure. Man, if he can win tonight, maybe it changes his opinion a little bit.
And he's going to start on the outside front row of tonight's main event. Ibach Springs Heat 4, 10 laps, top 4 transfer. Winner of this one starts 4th. And tonight's 50-lapper, they go green off corner number 4.
Brandon Overton and a drag race with Clayton Stuckey down to turn 1. Overton will let that factory Longhorn 76 drive off the cushion down the back straightaway. He's your leader. Stuckey in second. Well, beating and banging back in the pack. Oh, there's a lot of good cars in this one.
There sure are. Here comes Brian Shirley down to the inside. Here comes Nick Kaufman down to the inside at the end of lap number 1. No, it's Brandon Overton out front in this one. And I mean, if you're from about 3rd on back, where do you even go?
If you're Clayton Stuckey, you grew up watching a lot of these guys behind you that are trying to take it away from you, but he's doing a great job in second. Overton holds on to the lead. Now Shirley's going to throw a slider from a second spot, and he takes it away from Stuckey. Stuckey back to 3rd, Hoffman in 4th. Here comes Davenport, and he's bringing Babb.
Brian Shirley may be the first guy to make the bottom side of the speedway work, as he just used that line to work his way around Clay Stuckey. He'll now go back down to the inside in 1 and 2 to try to close ground on Brandon Overton. Overton, though, married to the top side. Shirley quickly closing in.
Meanwhile, Davenport working Hoffman down low. That's going to open the door for Shannon Babb up top. Babb trying to pick up 2 spots, go to the feature. Battles heating up throughout the pack as we work lap 5 of this 10-lap affair in Ibach Springs Heat Race number 4.
I mean,
good battle.
We got no choice but to double box this one. For those of you watching on FloRacing, on the left side of your screen, the battle for the lead. Brian Shirley is there, creeping down to the inside of Brandon Overton in the corners. Behind them, the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's on the right side of your screen, led by the 15 of Clay Stuckey.
That's right. Stuckey's been running a good race, but Hoffman's going to go by him, and now Stuckey finds himself on the hot seat, and he's got Jonathan Davenport and Shannon Babb sizing him up, trying to get the final transfer. Meanwhile, out front, it's Brandon Overton. This time by just 3 laps remain for the 76 car.
That's the battle for the final transfer on the right side of your screen. Clay Stuckey has it. Jonathan Davenport and Shannon Babb trying to take it. Davenport going to drive down to the inside and try to steal it away from him. Down the back straightaway, Stuckey says, not so fast, my friend. Through turns 3 and 4 this time by. Give it to Davenport, 2 to go.
And how about the battle for the lead? Down the back straightaway, Overton's held on to it. He'll race back to the all-guy performance, 1 to go. He sits in the lead. One more time around the speedway. Shirley 2nd, Hoffman in 3rd, Davenport 4th. Bring us home, DJ.
Final time around, Brandon Overton leads this one, and he's trying to do it green to checkered as they head through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The winner of Ibach Springs Heat Race number 4 is going to be big, sexy Brandon Overton. 2nd goes to Brian Shirley. 3rd is going to be Nick Hoffman, and your final transfer, the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. They'll be followed by Stuckey, Babb, Millwood, Heckenast, Riggs, and Dakota Huey.
Well, that one was entertaining. Coming home with the 4th and final transfer, Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. 3rd will go to Mooresville, North Carolina's Nick Hoffman. 2nd to Illinois' Brian Shirley. And how about it all the way from Evans, Georgia? Brandon Overton wins Ibach Springs Heat Race number 4. He'll start 4th tonight. And the factory Longhorn, Riggs Fiber, Nap Auto Parts, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Dude Wipes, Garntos Southern, Clements Powered, number 76. He'll go after his first ever FloRacing Night in America win from the 4th starting spot. But first, he's going to get a word with our own Mike Norris. Mike, you had a front row seat, man. That was a fun one in Ibach Springs Heat 4.
That definitely was. How about these Georgia boys getting some wins here in Illinois? Cody got one yesterday. You do tonight. This little black dirt bull ring's getting a little technical. You did a nice job out there.
Yeah, thank you. I kept seeing Shirley poking his nose under me, and I was like, man, I'd be dumb as hell to go to the bottom and let him pass me on the top. So, yeah, I knew I was slowing down a lot getting into 3, but I was just trying to keep it out of the wall. This ain't nothing like what we got at home, obviously, you know that. So, yeah, we're got us a good starting spot. My car feels really good. I just want to thank my crew for not giving up on me. It's been a rough little week here, and see if we can't give them hell in the race.
Well, he had a pretty solid month of May. Got a win at Circle City back on May the 2nd. He gets one here tonight. How about it, race fans, for Brandon Overton?
Got the Heartbeat Hot Sauce helmet on. Al Borbuhakis, friend of the program, and they are going to start 4th tonight. P. Kitty, it's time for Dirt Car Modified Heat Race action. Take it away.
Yes, indeed. We come off 4 really good heat races for FloRacing Night in America, and we come into modified heat race number 1. They'll line up like this on the pole out of Success, Mississippi. That is the 45, and Chase Holland has a feature win here to start the season. Outside of him, that's the 5T of Drake Troutman. Brian Dively in 11D, 777 Trevor Neville make up row number 2. Brian Lynn in 14, 19 seed Carter Sinkhorn make up row number 3. Gene Nicholas, Jeremy Nichols, who picked up a win last Saturday night, showed up on a whim down at Highland and picked up his first win down there, led all 20 laps down there. Thanks, Doug Jenkins, for that bit of tidbit. Nichols starts in position 8. Shane Kelly in the 14K, and Ronnie Chance from St. Augustine, Florida in 75 rounds out your 10 car. 8-lap modified field. Top 6 to the main event. Green flags out, here we go. Holland will slide up in front of Drake Troutman. Troutman will go down the back straightaway and try and get down to the bottom in 3 of the 45. Of course, Drake Troutman doing double duty tonight. Also in the GR Smith 22 Super Late model. He'll lead lap 1 of problems for Holland. He jumped the cushion there off of 4. He loses 3, 4 spots. He's got more problems. That 45 well off the pace, up into the cushion, bouncing off the wall. Still green. We stay green with Drake Troutman leading the way. You see that here on your screen. Trevor Neville now up to second in the 777. Good battle there for third between Brian Dively. You see Jeremy Nichols and Brian Lynn. 3-car battle there for that third position. 3 laps in the books now. 5 circuits remaining here at Dirt Car Modified. Heat race number 1 of 3 tonight. And Drake Troutman picking them up and putting them down here early. Cross flags halfway home. And good battle there again for third on your screen. Dively and Brian Lynn going at it. Your top 6 will make the feature. Right now, Shane Kelly in the 14K holds that final spot. And Gene Nichols will take that away. We look back up to that battle for third right now. Your best battle on racetrack here. And Dively holding that. We go double box now. We look at your race leader, Drake Troutman, going into 3. He'll see the green flag from Chief Starter Andrew Ingram. 2 laps to go this time. 2 to go. And that battle has calmed a little bit as Dively has started to put a bit of distance between himself and Brian Lynn. Keep an eye on that battle for the transfer spot. Nicholas and Kelly going at it. 1/4 mile remains for Drake Troutman. We got a double box here for that final transfer spot. Troutman down the backstretch for the final time. And Nicholas has taken that final transfer spot off of 4. Drake Troutman will win modified heat race number 1. Trevor Neville a comfortable second. Brian Dively at the line. Give it to Brian Lynn. Jeremy Nichols comes home 5th. And Gene Nicholas from Arkansas comes home in position 6. Your transfer cars are Drake Troutman, Trevor Neville, Brian Dively, Brian Lynn, Jeremy Nichols, and Gene Nicholas. Shane Kelly, Ronnie Chance. Chase Holland comes home 9th, and Carter Sinkhorn in position 10. That is heat race number 1 for your Dirt Car Modifieds. 29 strong tonight, checked in here at Lincoln Speedway. Good look here on the overhead. Beautiful sunset here, looking off behind the main grandstands, off towards the west, towards the Springfield area. As Heat 2 rolls out on the racetrack, and we'll give you the lineup. On the pole, he's got 2 wins on FloRacing Night in America when they've come to Lincoln. It's the 77 of Ray Bollinger out of Kewanee, and outside of him out of Fairview Heights, Illinois, the 58R of Ryan Hamilton. Bourbon, Illinois, Stephen Brooks in 5S, and the 7 of Tyler Nicely, another winner during Flow Night. He starts in position number 4. Counts Indiana's Matthew Baker and Michael Mennel in the 10 from Peoria make up row 3. Mark Rhodes from West Chicago, Illinois. Bobby Bagley from Mineral Wells, West Virginia in 5 make up row number 4. Jeff Graham and Justin Coffey, both from Stonington. The 71, the J13s make up that final row. Here for heat race number 2 for your Dirt Car Modifieds. Go by some of our billboards on the backstretch. Of course, big thanks to Grouse Chevrolet for sponsoring the Grouse Chevrolet Showdown. Everything they do here for this event. Ray Bollinger and Ryan Hamilton, your front row. Pick your favorite, cheer them on. Lincoln Speedway, be loud, be proud. Heat 2 underway. Good battle side by side off of 2 for that top spot. Ryan Hamilton's got it. And keep an eye on that battle for 3rd as well. Here comes the 7, normally the 2.5, but he's driving that Allgaier 7. That is Tyler Nicely out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Ryan Hamilton, the youngster, again a graduate of The kid mod division starting to have a lot of success in the dirt car modifieds. He's battling with the wily veteran Ray Bollinger. Bollinger shows him the nose once again for that top spot. Hamilton, good bite off of 2. A lot of drive, a lot of grip on that bottom right now. He left the door open. Here comes Bollinger to the inside. Can't capitalize on it though. Hamilton, Bollinger, nicely. Brooks, Baker, and Minnell, your top 6. And right now, your best battle on the racetrack, you're looking at it right here on your screens, as Ray Bollinger leads that lap officially. We're 4 laps in, 4 to go. Hamilton tries to rally back there. That middle group, he'll step up a little bit higher to that top shelf, uses that momentum, he'll lead that time by. Kind of that time of the night where the track is transitioning, just had the big super late models out there, blown the surface off. Things really getting tricky, but it's making the racetrack really wide. 2 to go this time. Bollinger leads and leaves him some room there. Good, hard, clean race in between those 2. What a dandy here at Lincoln. This one, white flag in the air. Who wants this one to end right now? Good stuff. Both cars kind of caught a little bit of a hole there. That really disrupted Bollinger. That allowed a bit of a gap. That's going to allow Ryan Hamilton to lock up heat race number 2. Hamilton wins. Ray Bollinger comes home in 2nd. Tyler Nicely 3rd. Give 4th to Matthew Baker. Stephen Brooks 5th in the 5, and 6th, your final transfer car, the 10 of Michael Minnell. So Ryan Hamilton, Ray Bollinger, Tyler Nicely, Matthew Baker, Stephen Brooks, Michael Minnell, Mark Rhodes, Bobby Bagley, Jeff Graham, and Justin Coffey, your finish for heat race number 2 of 3 for the dirt car modifieds. So we see Ryan Hamilton roll up onto the scales. And quickly, heat race number 3 will roll out onto the Speedway. And we'll get you the lineup here for heat race number 3. It's up on your screen. On the pole, last night's winner at Spoon River Speedway out of Owensboro, Kentucky. That's the 66 of Cole Falloway. Outside of him from Brownstown, Indiana, that diamond chassis T9, that is Ryan Thomas. Row 2 on the inside out of Peru, that's the 75D of Daniel Adam. And outside of him from Paris, Tennessee, it's the 12 of Lucas Lee. Corbin, Kentucky's Blake Brown in 99, and the 35 of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania's David Stremme make up row 3. Talon Beard from Highland, Illinois in the 21T. Austin Lynn in the 72A from Mason City, Illinois make up row number 4. And Alan Crowder in the 87 out of Elwyn, just south of Decatur, makes up the 5th row all by himself. 9 cars, top 6 go to the main event. Top 6 will go to the main event. Everybody else will have to try and punch their ticket in through the semi-feature coming up here in a little while. Falloway and Thomas will lead them to the green. Good start for Cole Falloway there on the bottom. He'll slide up in front of the T9 of Ryan Thomas, and a hornet's nest behind those 2. Daniel Adams sits there in position 3 with Blake Brown. Now he'll come up with 4th. Lucas Lee sits in 5th, and David Stremme, that lethal chassis, sits in that 6th and final transfer spot. Lucas Lee stepping up to the top shelf a little bit, seeing what's up there, trying to make some hay up there. And here comes Stremme saying, hey, you want to take the top? I'll take the short way around. Stremme, good bite off of 2. He will try and take that 5th spot away from Lucas Lee. Not missing anything up front right now, as you see Falloway go by, Ryan Thomas. And Daniel Adam trying to track that group down, but the distance gets between them. But caution over in turn number 4. About the same spot that he had issues here earlier in the night. Alan Crowder right there on the bottom of turn 4. Looks like, we'll see if there's any damage here on the car, and he comes around. Nope. Kept the nose clean there on the 87 machine. No harm, no foul. He'll tag the tail and continue on. We've got 3 circuits in out of 8. Cole Falloway, Ryan Thomas, Daniel Adam, Blake Brown, Lucas Lee, David Stremme, your top 6 transfer cars. Talon Beard, Austin Lynn, and Alan Crowder all trying to figure out how they can get up there and at least get into that top 6 and work their way in without having to go to the semi feature.
Talk about some loaded groups, Patrick. Seems like about the first 5 of these guys might have won a feature or a gator down there in Volusia. Man, this is a loaded one.
Yeah, a lot of guys with a lot of laps, a lot of victories. This is a really, really tough heat race. My good bit of information there as we come back to green. Falloway will show the way over Thomas. A lot of veterans in this heat race too. And right now, keep an eye on the 35. Strimmy making some hay back there. He's to the inside of Lee and looking for a little bit more. He got a great bite off of 2 and picked up some ground there in car number 35. And he's now to the inside of the 99 of Blake Brown, trying to move up to position number 4. Right now, all Falloway out in front. Good look there from Ryan Martz there on the wireless in the infield. Good stuff from down there as they come into your living room. Oh, Brown caught a little bit of a hole there too. That disrupted that car, and here comes Strimmy to try and capitalize. They're coming at you again. 2 laps to go this time for Falloway. You're watching the battle right now for position 4, and problems for Lucas Lee. He spins about the same spot Crowder did, and that'll draw the caution with 2 laps to go. Goodness, that'll shake things up there a little bit. That puts the 72A of Austin Lynn into a transfer spot now with 2 circuits remaining. As the 12 will drop to the tail. Lucas Lee, turn number 4, at least for a couple guys, has been Calamity Corner in the modifieds. Yellow light is off. We're coming back to green. Just 2 laps remaining, and Lucas Lee is going to hang the hard right. He says, I'll try my luck in the semi. Falloway shows the way. Here comes Ryan Thomas, showed the nose. Keep an eye on Strimmy. Strimmy here in the last couple laps has been really strong. He's going to throw the nose down to the inside of Daniel Adam. White flag this time. Right now, that battle is for position 3. Good run for that lethal chassis 35. They're both around the back of Ryan Thomas. But off of 4 for the final time. Cole Falloway, no problem here in heat race number 3. Ryan Thomas at the line. Daniel Adam holds on. David Strimmy, Blake Brown, and Austin Lynn locks it into the big show. Cole Falloway, Ryan Thomas, Daniel Adam, David Strimmy, Blake Brown, and how about at Lincoln Speedway? One of your local guys, Austin Lynn, locks it into the feature tonight. Talon Beard, Alan Crowder, Lucas Lee will all go to the semi and have to try and figure out how to punch their way into the main event. And that will wrap up heat race action, Ben Shelton. And with that, we wrap up heat races, and we got to thank some of our great marketing partners. We're going to take a quick break for everybody watching on FloRacing. You're watching FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, live at Lincoln Speedway. We'll be right back.
With the hard work of Mark Richards and all the people at Rocket, we'll be back.
Your opening night winner at East Bay Raceway Park is going to be Tyler Erb. Ashton Ware gets it done on a Tuesday night at East Bay.
But it's going to be the Reaper out of Marshalltown, Iowa. His first career win of the Lucas Oil Late 100 Series.
And it's going to be Hudson O'Neal getting his first win back